Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another CAF update. So, a busy week already in the books. We had May the 4th yesterday. Lots of fun on the Dueling Dealer show, of course. We had Jiggy and his crew on Monday night doing another Star Wars related art sale. And I had Tuesday off for a change. So, but very busy show tonight. Usually I come into these thinking we don't have a busy show, but we do have several guests that are going to be on tonight and also lots of things to cover. So I don't want to delay things too much. But yeah, happy Cinco de Mayo or happy Cinco de Calf. Octavio. Yeah, thank you very much. It's been a very fun day. I'm getting ready for that big move to Florida, at least the first move to Florida. I'm doing that on Monday and Tuesday. So I've got a full weekend of packing. So after tonight, that's all I'm going to be doing is getting ready for this trip. But lots of things going on here before we go. And I actually have a special guest to start the show off tonight. As many of you know, we've been talking about the Heroes Con for a very long time. That's how it's going to be it was going to be my first show back at cons, and how we've been talking about it for so long, and how we've arranged to have a kickoff event on Thursday of that show before the con gets started on Friday. And I asked Shelton Drum if he would like to be on the show tonight, so we could talk a little bit about the con, and he agreed to do that. So I am very happy to welcome Shelton to the show. Hey, Shelton, good evening.
Hey, good evening to you.
Well, it's nice to see you again. Like I told you, it's probably been like 10 years since I've been to the Hero Shows, so it's been a long time, since we got to hang out and chat. But like you said, you've been watching me on YouTube, so
you only missed eight shows during those 10 years.
That is true. That's true. So yeah, well, we should talk a little bit about that. Going into it, of course, Heroes was on the books. We were gonna the show all planned and ready to go, and then we had COVID really hit beginning of March in 2020. So that had to be kind of a gut punch, because you've already had several months of planning going into that show. Those planning has usually starts like 6-8 months out. So you were really ready to go. And how did all that feel once it happened?
Well, planning for the show is really a year-long thing. We try to get a date before the show of any given year, and line up some guests. And yeah, it was well in the works. And by March of any given year, we're well into making the details. And it kind of hurt back in 2020. Very strange year. And when to start planning for 21, and we canceled it pretty early on. And actually, the summer of 21 was would have been okay, but you couldn't know that. It just takes too long to plan things.
Right.
So we're geared up, lined up. Great panels lined up. The dealers are just coming out in droves, and I can't believe how many artists are going to be there. We've expanded Artist Alley quite a bit. So, be hundreds and hundreds of artists in the room.
Right. And you already have one of the, more well-attended artist shows out there as far as cons. Every meeting, I could pull up the guest list to just kind of show everybody. But if you've been keeping track, but it's a pretty incredible lineup of talent already. And and I'm sure we're going to at least see 2 or 3 more updates before the show actually happens. But this is really the first show, I think, where creators are really feeling comfortable about going back to shows too. So the timing couldn't be better for Heroes and this opportunity, I think, because I think everybody's ready. We're ready for it to happen. Right, fingers crossed. I know, but I remember how cons go. Most of your ticket sales happen in the last week, so it's like you just never know what you're going to get. You just hope it ends up being exactly as you want it. But as far as the guests, they're coming out in droves. It seems like. Like I mentioned to you in the green room, I got an email from Felix a couple days ago saying that he's even coming out to the show now, and he might be bringing a couple other artists with him, and he's trying to set up an event for one night. So there's a lot of buzz around the Heroes show, and I'm really happy, that there is, and that because Shelton, you've been putting on the show. This is the 40th, I believe.
Well, it's been 40 years. 40 years. Haven't done quite 40 shows in 40 years, but it started in 1982. But I was doing shows before that. I did the first Charlotte Minicon in 77, which kind of grew into the Heroes Con, 5 years later. Opened the store in 1980. So by 82, I felt like it was time to do something a little bit bigger, a little more special. So I had, instead of 1 or 2 guests, I had 5 or 6. And
Sure.
instead of, a couple of hundred people, we had, I think, 400 or 500 people. But then it just kind of took off exponentially. And I guess that last year with Stan Lee, we had probably 35,000 people through the door over the 3 days. So it's a far cry from 1982.
Well, at least the place has the capacity to handle it all too, right? I mean, you got a great location.
Yeah, we're using every square inch of the exhibit hall this year, though. 280,000 square feet of comics and comic artists.
Well, I mean, we're all very excited to get out there. I can tell you that. I mean, like it said, we really have been talking about it since, gosh, I mean, probably since last summer when I just knew that I wasn't going to go to New York. I wasn't going to go to any shows near the beginning of the year. And when I was targeting what was the show I wanted to go to, it was that one. So,
Thank you.
we're all really excited. A couple guys are helping us, organize that the kickoff party for Thursday evening, and I'm sure that's going to go off really well. And again, I'm just
I
looking
hope I
forward.
can attend that a little bit.
Yeah, no, well, you're
I
invited.
hope I can kick off. Well, yeah, thank you. Thursday's a pretty tough day getting set up, and we try to get out of there by 8 o'clock, but we're not. Personally, we're not
Right. No, I understand. It's
usually.
yeah. Well, there's always.
But yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
No, it'll be a good time. And hey, we might as well make it an annual thing after this. I think it's a great vacation destination. Yeah, that's why I
I
always
think
went there early. But so hey,
come to the Heroes Con over the years might be pretty surprised by the development in Charlotte since the last time they were here. I mean, it's popping up like weeds. High rises and hotels and apartment buildings, and just so much is going on here. A lot of new restaurants that I don't know anything about yet. So that'll be fun, even after hours.
hmm Yeah, George Hodge is in the audience tonight, and he said he hopes to see you there because George is doing a lot of the planning for that event, and he said he would save a drink for you, whatever your drink of choice is for that evening.
Thank you, George. George is a good longtime supporter of Heroes Con. He's done music at our drink and draw on Friday nights for quite a few years now. There's something going on every night anyway. You guys on Thursday and drink and draw on a Friday, and the art auction on Saturday, and so yeah, there's always something to do.
I think all the artists in attendance are going to be really happy with all the collectors that are going to be there. I think the art auction is going to do great. I mean, it always does anyway, but it's kind of a guarantee now with so many collectors that are going to be there. It's going to be fun. I mean, I think it as an event for us all to support. This is the right one for us to be focused on right now. And again, it's your show, and there are a few other shows around the country that focus on like comics and creators still. Not many, unfortunately, but you've always had that as your focus, and I think that's what's always made it special to us as collectors. And it's always been special to me just because I bought some of my first artworks at your con when I was collecting around year 2000 when I got started. So yeah, I have fond memories of going there and picking up art from artists, and it was and again, it was just a very nice. You always did it, on Father's Day weekend, so it had a different vibe than most shows. I mean, I was always there with my family, so it was very, relaxed. It wasn't chaotic, and I think it was probably that way for a lot of other attendees as well. Not for you, of course, running the show, but the guests and the people who were attending, I'm sure all, really kind
It's
of
pretty laid back for me too. Once we get past Saturday morning opening, that's when I know that I've done everything I can do. So we'll just ride from here. But usually Friday's a little chaotic.
Right. Well, there's still probably stragglers just coming in, trying to find their tables or whatnot. Let's see. Larry's asking you a question. Sheldon, is there anything special planned in the memory of Charles Kibbee?
Well, our volunteers are named after him. So he will be in everybody's heart. And volunteers from afar. We don't have any programming or memorial service planned to be honest, we're trying to figure out what to do in that respect, because we've lost so many people since the last time we were all together. And, we certainly remember them. Of course, Neil Adams is the latest one that is heavy on our hearts. Neil was a pretty regular for the last, 8 or 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
He and many others are.
Like I say, we were on the phone when we got the news about Neil last week. So yeah, Neil will be missed. I was fortunate enough to do an interview with him in December, and we thought it would be like an hour and a half. We were going to sell some art for him too. It ended up being over 3 hours, just because he and I had such fun talking just about anything. He was talking to me about investing money, and you name it. He was open to sharing. And that was the great thing about Neil, right? I mean, he
always willing to give business advice, for sure.
That's true. Yes. Yeah, exactly. He and I talked after the show a little bit about stocks and things. He taught me the right way to say no, or how to negotiate during that conversation. And it's funny because as a business person, I've been self-employed for over 25 years. I had never had a talk like that with anybody, and so it was really fun to have somebody explain their approach to the things that I'd been doing for 25 years, and realize that they had it all figured out, and I still had never figured it out.
Like I said, it's been really heavy, that news, and very emotional and missing him. But all of the anecdotes and stories and tributes that all the pros and industry professionals have been posting have been good reads. A lot of stories I didn't get, or never heard before. And man, he was just so omnipresent.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. And I didn't get to meet him in person too often. I once at Big Wow and a few other shows, but he always had a line at his table. So, I kind of talked to his son or whatnot, but didn't get a chance to talk to him that often. That's why I was happy that I had that opportunity. But Neil, he was he in so many ways, he was a trendsetter. He always was ahead of the curve. And I always appreciate that about him, because a lot of people sit on their hands and kind of wait for things to happen. But Neil, he didn't wait for anything to happen. He took charge of every situation, and usually was forward thinking, marketing wise, ahead of anybody that was in the same game as he was, as far as selling art or heck, he even tried doing some NFTs before anybody else was. So, again, I commend him for his approach to all that. And again, he will be missed. He really will be.
So dynamic and compelling when I was a young collector. I was a Marvel maniac, but those DC covers and stories were so good. And when he got on X-Men and Avengers, it was like, all right, he's with us now. And we missed.
Yeah, no, well, I'm a Marvel guy too, and I always I said the same thing, last week as well, just saying that for me it was great when he was doing the Marvel books, because I thought that he was on the team, like you said. But hey, I saw a couple people comment on the artwork behind
in regard to that.
Yeah. Oh, here, let me put you full screen.
This is from my collection.
Oh my God.
From '93.
Wow.
I don't know. He just made everybody so perfect.
That is beautiful.
A lot of people do Captain America right, but Neil, look at that. So, yeah, he was one of my favorites.
Well, the favorite of many. We did a top 5 X-Men talk the other day, well, a couple months ago now, where we had to each pick our top 5, and Neil was in my top 5. Even though he was on the book for such a short period of time, his impact, I think, was for me, was always really important. But I loved his Avengers work too. So, and I should let everybody know that Shelton did agree that probably in the fall he and I will do a more of a longer interview, and we'll talk about his art collection and a few other, and his time in the hobby and in the business. So when we have more time tonight, we don't have as much time to do that. But Shelton, as far as Heroes goes, I mean, we talked a little bit. I know early on it was floated that you might do some kind of a gallery show from art that you've picked up from the art auction over the years, or artworks that you've had drawn for the programs and the marketing. But that's probably not going to happen. That was something I was sort of teasing. I didn't tell anybody what it was, but I knew that there was a potential for it. But you had said, I believe, that you're going to try to display a lot, some of your more favorite pieces, probably around the registration area where you have people who can monitor the art 24/7 while they're there. And so there will be art available to see from your collection, but it won't be in a gallery format this year.
Yeah. We did it for the 30th anniversary, so I have a lot of stuff framed. It's all framed alike. And then I did a gallery show, I guess it was 8 years ago in Abingdon, Virginia. So I framed some other stuff. I'll pick out some things to put behind the information booth that kind of show off over the years, I had to make a backdrop tonight because this is my home office where I process a lot of comics at night and stuff. And I wanted to make something back there besides just white boxes. So these are some framed pieces that were covers or posters from Heroes Cons past.
Yeah, what artists are represented back there, since we can't see them very well?
Over the other shoulder. That's a John Romita Jr. and Sr. collaboration from '94.
Oh, wow.
The color piece, that's one of my favorite jams. I got Michael Ringo to do a Spidey, and then Ron Garney to do a Cat. That was just in black and white, and I sent it to Alex Ross, and he painted in a Human Torch and the whole thing. So that's an original color piece by Alex.
Dang.
Let's see what else is there. There's a Magnolia poster that he did for us there, and I got Travis Charest to come here.
Yeah.
And he did a Captain America for me for an incentive poster we gave away.
When was that? Like, I think I might have been there at that show. Was it like 04, 05, sometime?
It's either 5 or 6.
Okay.
I think it was 2006, maybe.
All right. I'm pretty sure I've got that one.
Yeah. Pretty proud of that. But I've tried to commission original art for the program cover, and I used to try to get original illustrations for the interior pages from the invited artists, but with 500 artists, that we can't make the book big enough for that anymore.
Right.
But I've always retained any art that I've commissioned for the show, especially a lot of times it turns out to be a gift. So, I mean, you got to keep your gifts.
Of course.
Too. So, yeah, that's some pretty personal stuff that I'm really glad to have.
Yeah, well, I think when we do that interview, we might need 4 hours to go through all of your art. Because what I do, Shelton, just so you know, when we have these, I typically ask the collector to only pick 16 or 18 of their favorite pieces that have really good stories. But I have a feeling with 40 years of doing Heroes, you're going to have a lot more than. But it's going to be a hard time. You're going to have a difficult time picking those 16 or 18 pieces.
Yeah. I started collecting art, I guess, in '75, when I went to one of my first shows out of town.
Mm-hmm.
My first piece of art I bought was at an auction. It was a Wally Wood page from Captain Adam, I guess.
Oh, wow.
I've still got it, but it was $15.
Yeah, the good old days. So you started 25 years before I did, and I thought things were cheap then, but yeah, we're gonna have a good time when we get to talk more. But so with regards to Heroes, I mean, is there anything that you haven't really announced yet, or is there anything special that hasn't come up yet that you can let us know about now, or or we got to wait closer to the show for any?
We've still got a lot of guests to announce.
Yeah.
we're trying to do 2 guest list announcements a week, Wednesday and Friday on our newsletter.
Well, we get those.
Maybe I could sneak somebody there. Walt and Louise are coming. We're real happy about that.
All right. Well, that's great news.
And Jimmy and Amanda.
Oh, another that's a power couple right there.
Announcement. And there's more. Yep. So it's
all
gonna
right.
be a big party.
No, it clearly. I mean, I don't think Charlotte's going to be able to contain Heroes Con this year.
That's why we need 280,000 square feet.
Exactly. Well, they might have to make an addition on the convention center after this year. But man, again, Shelton, this is going to be a lot of fun. I can't tell you how excited I am to get there for the show. I mean, this is, to me, and it really is going to be, I think, the highlight of our hobby for this for 2022 is the Hero Show. And I look forward to working with you. And if there's anything that I can do to help do any PR work, I'm here for you, because it's going to be so much fun, and I just want to make sure that you've got all the support that you need. I'll even volunteer while you're there if you need some help.
Okay. We can sell more tickets. If anybody wants to buy a ticket, they are available on our website at heroesonline.com.
That's true. I should have actually had that on as a ticker on there. But yeah, heroesonline.com is the website to pick up tickets, get more information on the guest list. And I'll tell you, Sheldon, if I haven't really given it a whole lot of thought, but I may want to do a panel, but I'll ponder that over the next couple of weeks and see if I can do it. But in a weird way, I kind of just want to be a fan. I'd really like to just enjoy the show as as an attendee and just really soak it all in, because with all the guests that are there, I don't think that you can really ever even get around to everybody and say hi and have any lengthy conversation, because there are so many people there. And like you just said, Walton, Wheezy, Jimmy, and Amanda, I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, it's going to be one heck of a show.
Yeah. At the very bottom of the guest list, last but not least, Scotty Young will be there too. I mean, I'm just looking at the alphabet,
Right. No. Yeah, there's a lot of fan favorites there. It's going to be crazy. It really is going to be a good time.
We're looking forward to it. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, we've got
Heroes Online is our handle on all social media. So you only have to remember one thing if you want to get information or get in touch with us. Heroes Online.
Heroes Online.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, Shelton, I'm glad you were able to show up for the show tonight. I appreciate it. I know you got a busy schedule, and we'll be. I'll keep you. I'll give you some ideas for the fall, maybe like September. Yeah, we can have you on the show. I'd really like to, get a better look at the artwork that's in your collection and talk more about, I mean, just even the idea of wanting to do shows, because shows are tough. They're a lot of work, and it's fun. It's fun who you get to meet. But boy, I remember those days when I was working on Big Wow, and it was grueling. It was a real grind, it really got to you at the end of the day. So I admire the fact that you've been able to keep at it for 40 plus years, running shows, because there's a lot of times where it's a thankless.
We take everything really personally. We don't want
you gotta.
We don't want anyone to have a bad time or a bad experience or anything in a negative way. So we kind of worry about every little thing.
Well, it shows. And again, that's why you guys have the reputation you got.
I got a great crew. I got a great crew of 3 people working on the show.
You got to keep hyping them too. Yeah, you got to keep saying that. Well, that's true though. I mean, you got to have.
We're not one of these corporations.
Mm-hmm. No, I know, and it's
tons of people working on stuff.
Well, and everybody's at the shop too, right? I mean, I remember when I called in, you've got people, everybody's kind of close there. So you're able to kind of stay in good communication together because you're working together. And it's got to make for an easier job than if everybody's working remotely.
Total 7 people working at the shop. But no, we haven't been doing any remote stuff. We got to be together. It's all hands on.
No, I don't blame you. That's the best way to do it.
Right.
All right, Sheldon. Well, listen, I will. I'm
Appreciate
gonna. Yeah. Hey, no, it's my pleasure, and I'm gonna keep hyping the show. And again, anything I can do to help out, you just let me know. And I look forward to being able to talk more about your art collection in the fall. And and we'll see you in July. I should pull up the slide. I didn't even
Sounds
show
great.
that just to get things started here. I should have reminded everybody when Heroes actually is. It's June 24th through the 26th, that Friday through Sunday, and we are having a big kickoff party event on Thursday night, June 23rd. And as I can't tell you when, what time that's going to start and exactly where it's going to be yet. I know that George hopes to have an announcement, I believe, the week of 2 weeks from now. He thinks he'll have everything ironed out, and we'll be able to make a formal announcement for when and where that Thursday event is going to be. So, I'm sure as soon as we know, I'm going to share it with everybody. So, all right, Sheldon.
All right.
Thank you again. Bill. Have a great evening. All right. So great to have Shelton on. And I'm, again, like all of you, I can't wait, for June to get here. It's going to be such a fun time being at the show. I've really been thinking about it for so long, as have many of you. And we've got people traveling from California, Wisconsin, and many other places just to come hang out. So it's going to be a good time. And obviously when we get Shelton on, he's going to have a lot of art to show off and talk about. And I'm definitely looking forward to that. And so like I mentioned, I've got a lot of things to cover, and not even sure where I should go to next, because I've got this long list that I didn't try to organize very well. But I've got a couple. I can see that my next pair of guests are actually in the green room right now. So rather than try to figure out what thing to check off my list, I think it might be wise to bring them into the show, and we can talk about it a bit. Now, obviously, it was May the 4th yesterday, so we had a lot of Star Wars things going on the channel yesterday and even on Monday, but we're going to continue that this evening. And let me bring in both Jeff Wedding and Dan Parsons. Hey, good evening, guys. How are you both?
Pretty good.
Hey.
See, a little bit earlier than I thought. I thought 9:30, and it's 9:27. I'm ahead of schedule tonight. So
you can go wrong with a couple extra minutes here or there.
No, you can't, because like I was telling you earlier, I got so many things going on. It's crazy tonight. But the reason you're here is because we're going to be talking to Dan about some Star Wars art. But also, if anybody was paying attention to the chat right now, I did just announce a giveaway that we're doing tonight. And I should probably show what that is before we get started. But Jeff or Dan, if you'd like to talk about what this is, and let me go ahead and get the slide up here for everybody. This was Jeff's and Dan's idea to give away a piece of art on our show and on the EXP tomorrow. But take it away, Jeff.
Yeah, so beginning of the year, I had this crazy idea that with the 45th anniversary of the first Star Wars movie coming up later this month, that I should post a page a day to my CAF gallery for the entire month of May. So I have been hoarding new acquisitions since the beginning of the year, trying to meet that goal. And a couple of weeks back, I was reaching out to Dan about a few pages that he had worked on, and then also to Mark Hay over at Splash Page about some pages that Brian Tees had worked on. And I thought, well, you know what? The hobby's been really good to me. I've got all these great connections that I've got easy access to some of the art. And, during the pandemic, where a lot of us were quarantined at home and trying to figure out what we were going to do with ourselves, both you, Bill, here with Comic Art Live, and then Nick Barucci doing his shows over on the EXP, those really helped a lot of us, to be entertained while we were trying to get through that period. So I thought, well, why not just add an extra page to my orders and do some giveaways this week for May the 4th or Revenge of the 5th or 6th, depending on which 501st group you might be with. Or as I like to think of today being, Grito de Mayo. And I only drink lime margaritas, because they're green. So we can make up a Star Wars day for any day.
Yes, you could.
Grito de Mayo. Pretty funny.
So Dan, welcome to the show. I'm sorry. I should have started with that, but I wanted to get the giveaway out there since I want to make sure people start entering into it. And I see it. We've got well over 20 people who've already done that. But thank you for taking the time out tonight and hanging out with us. And
thanks for inviting me.
No, hey, it's my pleasure. And I don't even know where to start. So, Star Wars artist. I mean,
we could start with Dan's 2 Inkwell Awards that he earned while
forget
drawing
about
Star
that.
Wars comics.
Forget about the Inkwell Awards. But I was going to say this page that we got. This page someone's getting.
Yes,
I would just say it's from the original Clone War series, the original 12-issue Clone War series. I worked on all 12 of those. And then after the original Dark Horse 12-issue series, they were also reprinted in these little like kid versions. So I believe this one contains that original art also. And so someone gets the page and they want to find the original. The original comics are really hard to find, but these books are a lot easier to find. They're easier to find. So I was just saying. But yeah, so I worked on almost all of the Star Wars titles for Dark Horse from 2002 to 2014 when they lost the license to Marvel or Disney.
So if any of the other Star Wars comic readers are out there, that would be the Dark Horse Star Wars main title, Clone Wars, Republic, first volume of Legacy, Knights of the Old Republic, Rebel Heist. I'm sure I'm forgetting some. Literally, it was almost every title, if not every title that they did. Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want me to like talk about how I got the job for a couple of seconds, or?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, I actually started out self-publishing in Baltimore, Maryland, in my 20s, and
if I remember right, Dan, you were working as a science researcher at Johns Hopkins when you decided to go into comic books.
Yeah, I worked at Johns Hopkins Bayview Medical Center for 14 years. I got a degree in college, a double major, fine art and psychophysiology. So at the time when I was living in Baltimore, I was doing like, working during the day, and at night I was doing comics. I actually got a couple like freelance gigs while I was continuing to work as a scientist. I worked on, I don't know if you guys remember, Everett Hartso's Razor. Do you remember Razor? No,
I don't.
And then I worked on Battlestar Galactica, the original incarnation. Remember with Starbuck and Apollo and all that, and but that was all while I lived in Baltimore and I was working at the government, working at whatever Hopkins. But anyways, I left the East Coast and moved out to Oregon, and at that time, I basically was doing a little bit of work for Avatar Press, and I was trying to self-publish this book called Savage Planet, which is kind of a tribute to like Al Williamson and Frank Frazetta's Weird Science Fantasy, the EC stuff. So it really has that kind of EC feel to it, like very
sweet.
Yeah, like, and here's the back cover. And I was down in San Diego, and I sat down the table from Jan Duursema, who was a penciler at Dark Horse, and they had just lost their inker. And she came down to my table and she picked up Savage Planet, and she noticed that, the style was very reminiscent of Al Williamson. And of course, Al Williamson was the first artist to really do the syndicated Star Wars. You remember for the newspapers? And so that style was, something that inspired me. It was, you could see clearly that, that was what I was influenced by and that what I was going for. So she offered to, say, would you like to try out for Star Wars? So she gave me 3 sample pages, which I took home and I inked, and then I got the job. And from that point on, I worked for 12 years on almost all the Star Wars books. Also, I worked on almost every Star Wars trading card set for Topps, doing the fully painted trading cards as well. So that's basically how I got into it. And, here I am.
And off to the races he went.
Yeah. There's a lot of books. I mean, I don't believe anything you hear on the internet, but it's somewhere upwards like 140 or something like that.
That sounds about
All
right.
Star Wars.
140 issues. Yeah.
Crazy. But anyways, it was a lot of fun, and you know, I learned a lot. It was a great experience, and I'm glad Marvel's re-releasing them. It, you know, keeps me relevant. They've been collecting them together in these big books. I don't know if you've seen them, but they have like maybe, I don't know, 15 issues in each book. They're really big like this, you know. And
yeah, they're doing a lot of the omnibus reprints right now. Yep.
So they collect like the whole Dawn of the Jedi series. Dawn of the Jedi was one of the later ones, and it's in the book format. It's kind of cool way to get it all.
So you still have some of the artwork available? Is that how we were able to have
Yeah,
this?
I have quite a bit of artwork available because I don't know if you're familiar with the Lucasfilm rules, but they have the right of first refusal.
Mm-hmm.
So before you can sell any artwork to the general public, you have to offer it to George Lucas's people. And if they pass on it, then you can sell it. And they're very difficult to deal with, honestly. I guess I shouldn't talk too much about that, but they're not.
It
easy,
can be a long review process.
Easy to deal with. Okay,
say, how long would it take sometimes to get the yay or nay, where you could actually sell it? I mean, they have to get back to
claim the fifth on that one. I'm going to claim the fifth because honestly, I've had pages in there for a year or more.
Wow.
And they've contacted me, and then I'm like, okay, let's go. And then don't hear anything. And then don't hear anything, contact them, they get back to me. So I don't know what is exactly going on. It's like, I want to think it's like strategic limbo that all these pages are kept in. But basically, the only pages that I've checked through were the Clone Wars pages and the Rebel Heist pages. And so that's why I have a few of the Clone Wars pages left. All the Legacy, which includes nearly 60 issues, and all the other ones that I did with Jan have not been cleared.
Wow. So
we're talking about, hundreds of pages, of artwork that are just, they're kind of in limbo, so I don't know what to do about that, but who knows?
So when you say that, though, I mean, they're in your possession, but you're not allowed to sell them? Yeah.
Yeah, they're
that's the way I always thought that, that they didn't have them. They were just, a lot of times creators just had they had the art, but they had to wait for the yay or nay. So you've got them, but you can't.
I have them. Dark Horse is great about that.
Well,
Dark Horse was really great about returning art, and not like all publishers.
Right.
They're great about returning art, and they're very good to deal with. I worked on one of the last things I worked on after Star Wars went over to Marvel was James Cameron's Avatar, the blue people.
Mm-hmm.
And they sent, we requested the originals back, and they sent them right away, so they're really good about that. But the thing is, it's more of a limbo in fact of they're not giving the approval to sell them, and they're not buying them. And I'm really confused about that. They did purchase all of the originals I had for Rebel Heist, which was the last Star Wars series at Dark Horse. And it seems to be like there's a little bit of a craze for original art going on somehow, and somewhat. So I don't know. They're smarter than me, so maybe they're just being strategic. I don't know, but the pages will probably be left to my kids, and I'll be long dead before they even reach the market, I guess. I don't know.
There's got to be a statute of limitations on that rule, on the Lucas rule. There has to be some limit.
Yeah, there's got to be something. I don't know. I haven't. I mean, sure. If I really kept pushing the point and I kept bothering them, and I was like, I wanted to like look into like, what is the legal ramifications of this? I could probably do it, but I have like, my ongoing deadlines and my other new stuff.
More pressing.
Focus on my new stuff. So, that stuff's kind of like, well, it's in the past. So, I suppose if I found myself with no work and no income or whatever, then I'd probably be a little more militant about the pages. But fortunately, I have some good assignments these days. So,
well, and that's not an uncommon story from the Star Wars artists. I mean, I know quite a few of them, and it's a similar tale told by all.
Yep.
Even the ones that are kind of vigilant and are checking in every 2 to 3 months. It can be 6 months to a year, before they even start to hear anything back.
Yeah,
so.
this totally, like a year passed, and it's almost like you kind of give up after a while. You know what I mean? It's like when you try something so many times it doesn't work, well, you just give up. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm just like, we'll see what happens, but who knows?
Well, hopefully they'll get on the market soon. But so what are you working on right now?
I've actually done a couple graphic novels for this company called Atlas. I've done all the artwork for it, all the production, adapted those. They're full-length graphic novels, full color, Photoshop colors, pencils and inks by me. I don't use the computer to draw in. And I've been working for a new company called American Mythology. Like monster stuff. Like this is one of the books that just came out. Yeah. And I'm doing the interior art on that one and covers. I just did here's another one. It's in the black and white. So it's kind of cool. It has like old creepy and eerie feel. Here's like the interior of it.
Oh, nice.
So it's like full washes, which I love because that's what I grew up reading was creepy and eerie and like Deadly Hands of Kung Fu and stuff like that.
Right. All the Marvel magazines.
So I have all the magazines. I love those. So it's actually, I enjoy it, the same as or more than color for some reason. I just like the mood of the washes, So I'm doing that, and I'm doing some covers, some paintings, oil paintings. Like I've been doing Edgar Rice Burroughs stuff, doing stuff for them. This is a new Tarzan book I just did the cover for. So it's oil painting. It's actually a wraparound. This copy's beat to crap, but you see, it's like
it's not going to hurt the spine on that one.
No, it's pretty much it's had it. But anyway, so I did a wraparound for this, and then the follow up, Tarzan and the Lion of Judah. It's not out yet. It's supposed to come out this year. I did the one cover. Joe Jusko did the other cover, and it's coming out like sometime this year. It's had so many delays and stuff. This is a little older, but it's another Burroughs thing, Princess of Mars. It's another wraparound cover that I did a ways back. For me, it's fun to once in a while do an oil painting. I have a degree in fine art, so I feel like I should use it now and then. Sure. But anyway,
it doesn't seem like you're like you said, you're not hurting for tasks. You've got a lot of work on your plate, so I get it.
Yeah,
but that's a good thing, right? So you're never you're never not busy. So a good question though for everybody would be if they wanted to pick up any art from you, what's the best route in doing so?
I think there's a few pages up on Comic Art Fans.
Okay.
But I think that's it. I think there's not much left. I do occasionally do Comic-Cons. I'm sorry, I used to until the pandemic came. So my first official Comic-Con is actually this weekend in Lodi, California, which is a relatively small show. It's only a one-day thing. But
well, you got to put your feet back in the water slowly.
I'm a little, a little, I mean, who knows if this, pandemic thing is over? I mean, people act like it's over. Whether it's over or not, I'm not sure. But I may also, I try to bring my originals, all the originals I have for sale, I bring to Comic-Cons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a super big internet presence. Like I don't have a website, which I know a lot of artists do have. I see them advertised on Comic Art Fans. So I know they have websites, and that's probably a great way to get artwork from people. But I mean, it's almost like you need someone to take care of your website for you, and just do everything. And I just could never keep up with that kind of thing. So, but I do hope to get to I'm from Baltimore, like I said, and I'd like to get back to the Baltimore Comic-Con once in a
Yeah,
while.
no, that's after Heroes or alongside Heroes, it's probably got the best reputation out there for from art collectors and the artists that attend. I mean,
yeah, I've known Mark Nathan since I was like 13.
Yeah,
so I've
yeah,
known him forever. And by the way, I saw you at Shelton on there.
Yeah, no,
He's a nice
I
guy.
haven't seen him in a long time, so yeah, it was nice having him on the show.
Yeah, he's really nice. When I was first starting out in like the early 90s when I was self-publishing, he like really treated me with respect, and he actually treated like I was somebody and not just some kid with a pencil, which a lot of people do treat you like. But it was cool to see his face. I haven't seen him in a long time, But yeah, I as far as originals go, I really look forward to the day where I can have access to those legacy pages in particular, because I'll get messages from all over the world on Facebook about people wanting to purchase those legacy pages, and some people have like a specific page in mind that they want, like this page with Anakin or whatever, a flashback sequence, because we had some flashbacks to the old characters, and they're really special to people.
Yeah, I can only imagine you probably have a list of people to contact when the opportunity presents itself.
I did used to try to keep track. I don't know where that list is, but hopefully someday I can find it.
Well, the moment I catch word, I'm just going to drive to his house.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So after Jeff gets his pick of whatever he's looking for, then you guys can let me know that it's available, and then I can let everybody else know.
All right. Cool. Yeah.
And I did drop a link to Dan's gallery in the chat. His CAF
gallery.
I
missed that. I was going to ask you to do that. So you already got it. Throw it in again, though, just for
I don't even remember. I honestly don't really remember what is up on there because just things have been so hectic. But I think there's like a bunch. There's some Clone Wars up there, and maybe some ongoing stuff.
And I think there's a couple from the main Star Wars title.
Yes, that's right. The Darth Vader stuff. Yeah,
yep.
The Darth Vader stuff. Yep. Yeah. I have a few of those left too. Those were good issues. Well, I believe Marvel also reprinted those.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. And pretty much all of them now are up on Marvel Unlimited for anyone who's reading digital.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah. And I've done some other covers and stuff too, which I haven't put up. Someday I should. I did these like fully rendered covers for about Stargate Atlantis, and they're really cool too. I should put those up someday. And other stuff. Just so hard to get around to doing everything. Keeping up on everything.
We do. It's good to be busy. So I totally understand that. I mean, that's why in a lot of cases artists have reps, right? Or they have, like you just said, somebody else is doing it for them. Like you said, if you have a website, you usually have somebody updating the art or changing things around for you. It's at the end, for us as collectors, we just want you making more art, man. That's cool. all. That's all we're concerned with. You shouldn't have to be worried about the business side of things. And I should remind everybody that pretty soon we are going to be drawing a winner for that artwork. And if you want to be entered into the opportunity to win it, you have to in the chat, and you can do this from YouTube or Facebook, put an exclamation point in there and type the word enter and hit enter into the chat, and you'll be entered. Right now we have 45 people who have entered into this opportunity to win the art. And I could show the art again too. I shouldn't have waited that long to hold back.
Yeah, the story arc features Kit Fisto, and it's well into the series, and a lot of action. And the villain was Ventress, villainess, I guess you would say, and they're a lot of fun. Penciled by Scott Hepburn, a Canadian guy who I believe he's now working for Marvel. But we had a lot of fun working on that book.
Yeah, it was fun. Weren't a lot of those stories also written by Henry Gilroy, who did the story arc for the animated series?
That is correct. He developed the stories for the TV show and the comics like around the same time, and they kind of intermingle a little bit.
Yeah, they dovetail.
Yeah, and it was the first series to introduce Ahsoka. It was the first series to introduce the character Ahsoka Tano, who's really kind of popular now these days.
Yeah. Once she popped up on The Mandalorian, those books.
Is she getting her own TV show or no?
That is currently what they still have on the schedule, is for her to get her own series.
Okay, I wasn't clear on that.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a fun project. And they also made a movie too, right? Like a 2-hour like it was in that same style as the cartoon. It goes, they talk like they rescue Jabba the Hutt's son or something, like, or it has to do with the
or nephew
or nephew or something like
something.
that.
Yeah.
I actually liked
Yeah.
it.
So before the series launched on television, they did the 2-hour movie.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay,
sort of to kick it off, and then they switched to the episodes on TV.
Yeah, I remember when I met Henry down in San Diego. He like just had so much love for that little hut thing he created. It was like he would talk about it as if it was his own son. I mean, it was like really interesting.
Little
Fun
baby
guy,
slug,
real cool. Nice guy. Yeah.
So yeah, we got a few more people going on and entering as well. So that's good. Everybody should be sure to enter so you have an opportunity. You can't win if you don't enter, and there's more than 80 people watching. So only 50 of you have actually done this. So any of you who haven't, you only have a couple more minutes before we draw the winner. But yeah, if there's certainly if there's anything I can help you out with, Dan, let me know. I mean, as far as if you just need PR, if you want to update your CAF, or you've got new art in, but you don't have time to scan it and you want people to contact you, I could always post an announcement saying, hey, contact Dan through his CAF. This art's available. Let him know what you want. He may have it. I mean, I'd be happy to do it for you. You know, if you're ever selling any of those ERB covers or anything like that. I mean, I get it, but yeah, if I can help out in any way, I'd be happy to do it.
Cool. I'll keep that in mind. Are you also in the Charlotte area? Like,
no, I am in. I'm near Cleveland right now, but I am moving to Orlando over the summer. So I'm tired of shoveling the snow, so I'm getting out while the getting's good.
Yeah, as long as you don't run into a hurricane or two down there.
Yeah, that is. I'm like right in the middle of the state. I'm like 1 hour.
Yeah, Orlando's pretty safe, right?
I'm trying to, and it's about an hour north of Orlando, so I'm trying to stay. I thought about going to Tallahassee in that area, but then I decided, nah, I'd rather be closer to the parks. But that's kind of my goal. I want to be able to go to a park whenever I want, if I can.
Cool.
So
without too long of a drive and too much traffic.
Exactly. Yeah. That's so. Hopefully, I've picked the right place. We'll see.
That's cool. Yeah.
But well, all right. Well, how about we give everybody one more minute, and then we'll go ahead and draw the winner here. We've got 52 people entered in it now.
Sure.
So,
and if the person who gets the page wants me to sign it to them or something, I can.
And I guess so. After this, so we have. Well, Jeff, should people? How do you want to handle getting the art to the winner? Should they reach out to Dan through his CAF, or to you, Jeff, or how do you want to?
We could do it either way, Dan. If you want, I can let them get a hold of me first through my gallery.
You can just pass me their address info.
Yeah.
And if they wanted, like, to whoever, I could do that too. Sometimes people like that.
Yeah, I'll follow up with them and then figure out what they'd like, and then we can go from there.
That sounds good.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And while we're waiting for this last announcement, I'll just point out that Nick is going to do that other giveaway tomorrow on his show at it's 7:00 Eastern, 4 Pacific.
Yep.
On the EXP. So
what's that? Nick
Barucci.
Oh, Nick Barucci, yeah.
Yep. So I donated a Brian T's Legacy Volume 2 page.
Oh, I see. Okay.
To Nick to do a similar sort of thing tomorrow night.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Spreading the love.
Tell Nick I said hi.
I will do that.
Yeah, I've known him for years too, right? When I first started out, somehow our paths crossed and we ended up hanging out a few times. He's another nice guy.
Well, Nick's a great guy, great champion of creators and our hobby in general. So yeah, he's been a force during the pandemic, getting everybody, keeping everybody happy and just he's always in our chat, and he's been sick for the last week. I've had a few people ask me where Nick's been. Yeah, I guess I don't know what he had, but I know he was really out of commission for the last couple weeks. That's why we haven't seen him in the chat for a while. But I know you'll see when we do an EXP promo every show, a recorded thing he does, and he's so sick he didn't even allow the camera to show him.
Yikes, that's bad. When I first quit my job at Hopkins and went out to Oregon, I actually was doing trading card art for Nick.
Oh yeah,
yeah, I did. It was Witchblade, I think. It was Witchblade trading card set, and there was another one called Scarlet or something like that. It was an image book, and I don't know, you guys probably don't remember this. There was this like Australian TV show called Lex. You probably don't remember.
Oh yeah, sci-fi show.
Yeah, sci-fi. That
Yeah.
was all for Nick. So I got to thank him for giving me a little work after I quit my real job. Yeah.
Well, Nick, like I said, Nick has really helped a lot of creators kind of find their footing and that sort of thing. I mean, they've done Dynamite and Dynamic Forces. I mean,
yeah,
they were a force in the late 90s, even through
and
today.
Comics Cavalcade is him too, right?
Comics
Cavalcade. That was even before that, I think.
I remember the name, but I'm not familiar.
It was even
with
before that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he goes way back.
Wow.
It's cool.
I'll tell you what, how about we choose the winner right now? We've got 55 people entered into this here. So let me go.
That sounds like a great number.
Yeah. Well, we weren't going to get 1,977. So 55 we'll just have to do.
That's right.
And the winner is CJ Design. One of the last people to enter has won the artwork. Congratulations, CJ.
Woohoo.
All right. Well, CJ, so what we're going to need you to do is get in touch with Jeff. So how about Jeff, do you want to put a link to your CAF, or do you want to put your, want to do that? Have them email you to your CAF gallery?
Yeah, I'll put a link to my CAF in the comments here in a couple minutes, and they can find me over there at my CAF gallery and shoot me a message.
All right. Fantastic. Well, congratulations to CJ. This was fun, Jeff. We should do this all the time.
Well, I wonder how many extra pages will be floating around.
Well, we can do it again next year. How's that?
Yes, I certainly think we can do a Star Wars Day giveaway each year. That would be great.
Yeah, that sounds like a cool thing.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is,
and each year we'll check in with Dan and see whether or not Lucasfilm has gotten back to him to release any more pages.
Right.
10 years later.
I have to tell everybody too this. We probably wouldn't have had a May the 4th episode last night if it wasn't for Jeff, because he was the one who kind of put the bug in my ear about doing something fun on that night. And so the
fact that Wednesday happened to fall on the 4th.
I know it was kind of like it was fate. We had to do it. But right. I don't think if you would have said anything, I probably wouldn't have caught on, early enough to actually put all that time into doing it. So I owe that to you, and everybody owes that to you, or we wouldn't have had as much fun last night. But Dan, listen, man, I mean, I'm really sincere. If there's ever anything I can do to help you, if you want anything, just let me know. I'll be happy to PR anything I can for you, man.
I appreciate that. It might be fun. Like, I don't know if May the 6th falls on a day you guys do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
We had a piece of original art with some Sith fighting.
Oh, cool.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That would.
It would.
Yeah, like Darth Talon or Darth Strife or one of those guys, fighting, and do that as a giveaway. It'd be kind of cool.
Nope.
Well, we can always adjust stuff as needed in order to make the cool things happen. So.
Yeah, I just think it's doing it around the time, like right now, there's such a fervor for all things Star Wars this week. It seems like,
right.
So.
That, and with the anniversary towards the end of the month, and then Star Wars Celebration going on the last weekend.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of Star Wars chat going on these days. So
cool. And if anyone's watching is like in the Central California area, should come out to Lodi on Sunday and say hi. And I have lots of cool new prints of Mandalorian and some stuff like that.
And it's on what's the time? Do you know when is it?
I think it's 11 to 5.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a short one-day show, but it's kind of a central location near Sacramento.
Mm-hmm.
So people in the Bay Area could come there, and it's just a one day. It's at a fairground, so I think it probably is not like a super enclosed area. So there's a lot of air blowing through, which is good, for this whole pandemic nonsense.
Right.
So, but if someone of your viewers are in that area, you should come out and say hi.
Indeed, I hope they do. Well, Jeff, Dan, I appreciate you guys taking the time tonight, and then we will have to do it at least again next year, if not sooner.
Cool.
That's right.
Sounds good. Well, it was nice meeting you, Bill.
Likewise, Dan. Likewise. So, Jeff, again, thank you so much, and we'll see you both again soon.
You bet.
See you.
Everyone, have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
All right. Hey, that's good. Congratulations, CJ. That's always, I haven't done any giveaways in a long, well, pretty much since the first of the year. So it was fun being able to do that. I just haven't really had the opportunity to do them, but hopefully once I get settled in Florida, we'll start doing some more T-shirt giveaways and a few other things as well. So let's see. Like I said, I really do have a long list of stuff to get to tonight as well, and I don't know how I'm going to get through it all. And formally, I know in the past, whenever one of the creators has passed, I had time and I put together a nice slideshow or any clips and things that I've had in the past. But with the preparation for the show last night, I literally just didn't have any time. So I didn't do anything special for Neil, and I do apologize to everybody for that. That was it came as a shock to many of us. I mean, I talked to Rich Cirillo over the weekend, and just kind of extended anything that I can do to help the family, anything that they might need, because I know that nobody was really expecting Neil to pass, and so it was very shocking to everybody. But at the end of the day, we've talked about it, and I think a lot of people have said all the things that really need to be said about Neil, as far as being, an innovator, a father figure to so many. I mean, Frank Miller had a nice thing he had posted on Twitter earlier today. I mean, a lot of people did. I mean, whether it was Buzz or Sienkiewicz, I mean, a lot of people had a lot of nice things to say. I mean, Neil really did start many people's careers and had a hand in many things. Walt Simonson wrote a lot of nice things about Neil as well. So, but his art will live on, right, with us, and I'm sure in museums in the future. So, I do, again, I regret not having the time to kind of put some thought to what I would have done for Neil, but as far as a kind of tribute, but I think we can all just go to CAF and enjoy his work there at any given time. When I get to my CAF picks tonight, I did pick a few pieces of Neil's as well. So you'll get to see that. And I did get an email. I mean, there was another artist that passed away last week, Justin Green, an underground comic artist, passed away. And so I didn't want to neglect mentioning his name as well. I was not familiar with his work, but let's see. There's not a lot of his work on CAF, but let's see. Yeah. You can see here, Binky Brown's Holiday in Lisbon. So, very kind of underground alt-inspired creator, and apparently well known there. Again, I wasn't familiar with his work at all, but they passed away, I believe, early last week. So I missed reporting that when it did indeed happen. But yeah, so it's another creator lost to our hobby, and not a lot of pieces on CAF, but they're all very, very interesting. Very, very underground in style. So Justin Green, rest in peace as well. And thanks to Jow for letting me reminding me of that and pointing it out. And it looks very Mad Magazine-ish. That's very true, Anison. Thank you for pointing that out, Michael. But yeah, so let's see. A lot of things to talk about now, and a lot of other. I've even got a new segment for the show tonight too. So, for the sake of doing it, I'm gonna, since we were just talking about Nick, why don't I show Nick's little promo for tomorrow? And like I mentioned, he's not feeling well when he filmed this, so he wasn't in the shot. But let me go ahead and show this. As everybody knows, the EXP, the original art experience with Nick Barucci, is on every Friday between 7 and 8 o'clock, and he's always doing something fun. Tomorrow he'll be doing another giveaway with Jeff, and doing all the fun deals and things that he always has on his show. So here is his preview for tomorrow.
Hey everybody, this Friday, May 6th, for Revenge of the 6th, we will have some great artwork. It'll be at 7 p.m. on the experience, as it always is. Now, before we get to the Star Wars part of the show, we will have Chris Batista, inked by Cam Smith, Robin 173. Oops, I can never put these in right. Jesus, I'm not good at this. They should fire me. Ultimate 6, Trevor Harsham. Check it out with Ultimate Spider-Man, Sandman, Dr. Octopus. Then, speaking of not being able to put it back in right, then we have Green Lantern Corps, Patrick Gleason. We have not had Patrick Gleason in a while. Prentice Rollins. Then we have, and usually you'll see my ugly mug on here, but I've been sick, so we're going to keep it just to the beautiful artwork and not show my faccia brute. So we've got Tom Rainey Superman Annual. We've got Steve Epting Captain America 27 with the memorial for Captain America. You got Tony Stark and Bucky, or Winter Soldier. You have Uncanny X-Men by Ron Garney, and you know how much I love Ron Garney. And we have more Ron Garney with this beautiful Silver Surfer page. Then, thank you, Jeff Wedding. Jeff gave us this beautiful Star Wars Legacy page to give away. So watch the show. One person will get this for free. You just got to be in the chat. No purchase necessary. And speaking of Star Wars, Greg Hildebrandt, who with his brother back in 1977 painted the original Star Wars poster, well, he did some commission cover art with Red Sonja. We got them graded. We have a 9.8. Now, we have a Jeff Wedding special for Revenge of the Sixth. Anyway, I think he set us up with that giveaway. We are going to offer the Star Wars Dr. Aphra, issue 33, page 2, on Friday. Now, this is a Jeff Wedding special, so Jeff will get first crack at it. So, something we really do, but we got to do it for Jeff. So, this Friday, May 6th, 7 p.m., only on The Experience, and please hit that thumbs up and share. Sharing is caring. See you Friday at 7.
There you go. See him Friday at 7 o'clock. And I guess Jeff will be there, or his art will be there. And it should be a fun show as always. You can tell that he's not 100%, but he's getting there. So I'm sure he'll be ready and raring to go for the show tomorrow. Now, like I said, I've got a ton of things here to talk about. But one thing I will talk about is remember, we talked about the sketch opportunity that we're going to be hosting for the Comic Art Live show, which is in a couple weeks from now, believe it or not. May 21st, 22nd is going to be the next Comic Art Live virtual con, and booths are being set up. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but I did mention to everybody that I was going to put a link out there for anybody interested in the sketch opportunity, and I could give you the overview on it. I have 48 sketch positions available for sale, and they're $150 each with $15 shipping, so it's $165. It's US only, although if anybody were outside the US and wanted to pick one of these up, I'm sure I could work out any difference in shipping for these. But what's going to happen is, this is a lot like a drink and draw kind of event that a lot of other people have hosted, where you can purchase a sketch opportunity. I have a list of artists that are going to be doing it. You're able to pick the character, and it's going to be done on 9x12 or so, because each artist is actually using their own paper. So, guys like Mannix, for instance, who are doing it, use that heavyweight paper. So I'm not quite sure what size it'll be, but it'll be around 9x12. So you can expect as far as each artist is going to kind of gauge what their $150 is worth. So some people might get a headshot, some people might get a full figure, some other people might give you a bust, right? You don't know, but at the end of the day, for that purchase, you'll get to choose the character that you want to get. And here I can kind of read the artists that are participating. Jiggy, I approached him since he and I have been working on so many different shows. So at first, I really didn't approach too many people, but everybody that I did volunteer some artists. So Jiggy is providing Mannix, Robbie, JP Coyson, Elmer, Rafael Gumbach, Jim Jimenez, Miguel Mercado, Ellery Santos, Sawe, Miko Swayan, Luigi, and Harvey are all in from Next Comic Art. And each person is varying. Some people are only doing one, some people are doing up to 4. And from Tatiana, TD Art Gallery, I've got Jason Krager, Anthony Schmidt, Mike McCone, Jason Johnson, and Cross. And then from Ken Carson's 4C Comics, Bill Morrison, Russ Braun, and Aranga, our very own Aranga, are participating. So in total, from, I guess that's probably about 24 artists, 20 artists or so, there's 48 sketch opportunities that'll be available. And I figured tomorrow I will make a formal announcement to everybody in the CAF mailing that I do on Friday. But for everybody tonight, if you were interested in doing that, I can put the link into the chat. And all I would say right now is I didn't limit it, but I'd prefer everybody just get one. And then if it hasn't sold out by tomorrow, the mailing, which goes out late afternoon. If it's still in there and I say that there's still some slots available, anybody's more than welcome to get another one. But right now I'd rather kind of share the love. So just buy one if you end up wanting to get one. And here, I'm going to go ahead and post it into the chat. This is the link. And again, it's a PayPal link, just so everybody knows. So, but when you go to PayPal, you don't have to log in. You can use your debit credit card as an option. So I know a lot of people don't like PayPal, but that was the only quick fix I had to put a inventory quantity on the purchases so that I don't have to monitor it myself. When 48 are sold, the button kind of goes away. But on this page that I'm linking to everybody, it's got you basically type the character in there, hit the buy now button. It'll take you over to PayPal and you complete everything. So so in the chat, I have just put that link. So again, I'm not sharing it anywhere else until tomorrow's CAF mailing. Everybody who's watching tonight gets first crack at that. But again, just something fun. A small portion of the sales go to me, but the rest goes to the artist. So this isn't like a charity event where everybody's donating their time to me. I also wanted to make sure that we were able to kind of put some money in the creators' pockets as well. And trust me, the majority of it is I'm taking less than a rep would take on the sales, just because I need some money to cover expenses with the people who help me with the panels and whatnot, and like those sorts of things. So at any rate, just another thing we're trying to add. And if it goes well, what will happen is, and just so everybody knows, the plan is that the artists have to have the works done by Sunday, the close of the show on the 22nd. Some of the reps are going to have the pieces mailed to them, and they will be mailing them out for me. And others, like Jiggy, he, being in the Philippines, he's going to get all the art from his artists and then mail all of it to me, and I'll be mailing that artwork out. And I've just told him, I need the art by June 1st at the latest. So Jiggy's pieces might mail a little later than say 4C's or Tatiana's artworks, but that's the plan. The goal was I want to get these lists to them immediately, because the other thing is that on Friday evening before the show, so on the 20th at 9 p.m., some of the artists will be joining myself, Ken, and Jiggy will be there as well, and we'll be doing they'll be sketching some of the pieces that people have bought during just a live kind of hangout. So from 9 to 11 p.m. Friday, May 20th, we'll also be doing that together, just kind of a precursor to the show. And hey, I hope Aranga's there. I don't know, Aranga, are you? Well, I know that's the weekend of MegaCon too. So who knows? I know a lot of artists are there, but I heard Bill Morrison did want to try to tune in as well, even though he's going to be at MegaCon. And I know that Ken's there too, but he's said he's going to find time from his hotel room to be at it as well. So yes, anybody who's interested in doing it, getting an opportunity. I mean, a lot of those artists you don't get too many commission opportunities from and don't go to cons. So I'm putting the link in there one last time for everyone, and I won't mention it again tonight. So if you want it, it's there as an opportunity. So where should I go from here? I got that out of the way, but I guess we could talk about Comic Art Live. I was hoping to have the booth previews up there today. I will try to have it tomorrow. I believe over 50 people have already kind of started the setup process for their booths, and there's 2 weeks left. I've got a lot of Josh from Modern Mythology has never set up before, but he was at Cleveland at the Fan Expo this past weekend as well, so I got to meet him in person, and he wants to be a part of it. He's probably going to be offering some commission opportunities with his artists through there as well. So we're going to have a fair number of new booth exhibitors, so it's going to be fun. I'm hoping we still have a strong turnout. 5,000 artworks again would be a fine number to reach, and again, hopefully more commission opportunities from reps and whatnot. So we'll see. But I haven't done any major updates to the programming over the last couple of days. I think Maureen's got one other thing to do. We did talk about, I can tell you that this will be here in the programming, because I know it's been asked for a lot, is that after the show is over, any artwork that you want to move from your exhibitor booth over to your CAF gallery, you will be able to do that. So it's been asked for numerous times, and I know that we've always kind of said, yeah, we'll do it, but this time we will get that work done. So I'm looking, that's probably, you don't need it till the show's over, so don't expect to see any links to move things in and out, but it will be there at that point. I don't think we'll ever have it where you can move it from your CAF gallery into the booth, but at least we're going to let you take it out of there when the show is 100% done. So I actually, like I mentioned, I did go to the Fan Expo this weekend and recorded a brief video while I was there. And now I know what everybody goes through. I'm not really good at it. So I commend Marcus and everyone else who have shot video at a show. It's not easy. I didn't interview anybody. I didn't ask any questions. I really should have. I had the opportunity. The thing is, at the Cleveland show, I went because Josh was going to be there, and I figured it was a good opportunity to meet him. But Kevin Boyd from Fan Expo was also there, so I had the opportunity to hang out with him for 20-30 minutes in the green room and just kind of chat about the hobby and the fact that I'll be doing a panel with him for him at MegaCon that same Friday, May 20th. So we talked a bit about that. But so it was good to get to a show. I mean, it was interesting, but Cleveland just is not, there weren't a lot of artists there. There were a few. I mean, and you'll see them in the pics. Mike Rell was there, Michael Golden, Talent Caldwell, Scott Hepburn, a few others. So it was a decent turnout as far as the artists go, but Cleveland's not like the choice destination for a lot of people. And I still think COVID's keeping a few people away, but who else was there? Kevin McGuire was there, but of course, by the time I got there on Saturday, all of the good art that he had brought was all picked through. So I really didn't buy it. I did buy one thing, and I bought it, but then I decided I was going to give it to Gwen because Gwen's a big fan of Gwenpool, and so I got this from. I had never met Scott Hepburn before, and when I was in the green room, I guess he's a Canadian like Kevin Boyd is. So he introduced me to him. So I went over to his booth after we were done talking in the green room, and I picked up this. It's a Modoc. Well, that was part of the allure of the piece. But of course, it has Gwenpool there at the bottom, and I don't remember the title. What was from this book? Modoc Head Games. But so after I bought it, I brought it home and I showed it to Gwen, and she said it was hers. So it is hers. She actually paid me for it as well. So there you go. So I thought I got my first Modoc page, and I guess I should have probably bought two while I was there. But happy to have it for a moment, and it will be going into Gwen's portfolio. But I did shoot a few photographs and some quick video as well, so I can give you a little teaser on that. It's only about a minute and a half. So if I could just find the video clip, here it is. There you have, and ended abruptly. So there you go. Yes, lots of space at the show. More the area where the vendors was a lot more crowded, but Artist Alley was not very crowded at all. You saw Brian Azzarello's table. There was like never anybody there at all. Yeah, and there was no line for the ATM. Marcus, you're absolutely right. But at any rate, again, it was at least good to get out. I'd actually never been to that convention center in Cleveland before, so it's actually a pretty decent space, surprisingly. And just we're just not a hub for cons, unfortunately. But hopefully it picks up. I think that again, the show was well put on. It was nice to actually see in Cleveland. But a few other points here. You know what? Why don't I get to the new segment tonight? This kind of came about from the chat group that I'm in, the one I'm not supposed to talk about. This is there was something Mikhail posted in it, and then a few other people added on to it. It was I think, did they name it at that time? I don't even know, but it was I think they called it the Daily Flip or something like that, and it was showing off a collector's portfolio. And I couldn't follow any of the chat because I was so busy with the May the 4th show for Dueling Dealers. So, but I kind of kept that in the back of my mind, and I emailed Mikhail earlier today and said, I want to do this. I think it's a really fun idea for somebody to put a portfolio out in front of them and kind of film it and talk about the art that's in their portfolio. So we can think of it. This is an opportunity for anybody else who'd like to participate after you see this. That shoot me an email. We'll work out you sending me the video. Maybe we do 2 in a week. You never know, but time permitting, I guess. So here I made a little intro video for it, but I didn't make it a part of Mikhail's flip. But look, I was so excited about this idea that I even did this. So there you have it. It's the weekly flip. And without any further ado, I'm going to show you what Mikhail sent me, and you're going to enjoy it.
Bill Morrison, Mike Mignola from the Quarantine Sketches, Bill Morrison from a pinball machine game, David Haller study by Cabbage, the Vader versus Luke by Kenny Million that I just posted, and a Heroes Initiative combo piece by Giuseppe Camunculi and Marco Cicchetto. Lisinkovich, Joker, Renee Cardoza, Spider-Verse, commission from Dennis Cohen, Jesse Lonergan, Queen's Gambit, Ryan Suck, Scotty Young, commission, Aidan Moyer, young man I met in line at multiple cons, Ramona Frayden, still kicking it, Ugo Smith, we have 2 more left in the series, and he's doing a great job. James Callahan commission, Kickley study, Brian Level commission, Peach Momoko warm-up sketch. She loves spooky eyes. Casey Parson, Spider-Man commission at a con. 1-day turnaround, believe it or not. This young artist, keep an eye on him. He's going places. Roby Amore, we saw this piece on the show the other night. Fang Li, beautiful Darth Vader. I found at a commission thanks to Bootlegging is a Habit. Steve Root commission for me with my daughter and a separate pickup from auction. Artist proof color print of a Mike Allred commission. The original is framed. RBG memorial piece by Cabbage, found at the bottom of a paper box at his table at TorpedoCon. Tyler Bentz, amazing commission. Can't wait for my second one from him. Jim Mahfood, just destroying it as always. Another Casey Parson piece. Jim Starlin. A house ad for Defenders. Ed McGuinness commission, right after Chadwick passed away. Mazhar Sadiq, a Pakistani artist I follow on Instagram who does hyper-realistic pencil drawings. Paul Pope, David Bowie. In-hyuk Lee, a commission that started in Boston and was finished in New York. Gorgeous piece. Vaughn Randall, one of my very, very early purchases, is a comic book artist out of the Philippines. Howard Chaykin, Wolverine. Another Allred, gifted to me by a good friend. John Boy Myers. Emmy Lennox, the newest piece in this portfolio.
Yes, lots of nice comments there, Mikhail. Fantastic way to get this little thing started for everybody. I do appreciate you taking the time today to put it all together. So anybody that would like to also do this, please hit me up with an email. We'll work out getting the video file to me. Bill@comicartfans.com, of course. Shoot it over to me, and we'll get you into the queue. I think again, this is fun. It's a way to share. And you don't have to do voiceovers if you don't want. Just show off a portfolio or give the reasons behind the organization there. Clearly, Mikhail has a lot of portfolios, as we saw from that brief glimpse of that storeroom of his, and that was a commissioned portfolio. So it's I think it'll be an interesting addition to this, and anybody who wants to contribute, just let me know. You can be a part of the show in this fashion if you'd like. So a couple quick things also. I remember we were talking about that subscription thing last episode, where I was like, you can see some people aren't subscribed. Well, it turns out that in a weird way I was probably misreading what it said. It was written as not you're not publicly letting people know that you're subscribed, as if you're you use YouTube, but you're not really letting people know that the channels you subscribe to. So because I had a couple other people email me say, hey, look, I know I'm subscribed, I don't know why it says I'm not. And so I went back and reread it, and I think it's all about you letting the world know that you're subscribed. So that's also so I think it wasn't a glitch on YouTube's part. I think it was just me misreading exactly what those little icons meant from my view in the admin within YouTube. So sorry for making people think that they weren't subscribed. They really, really, really were. So see, listen, watch it through the chat. Everybody loves the idea, Mikhail. You've got a million of them, and Mikhail, I hope everybody saw. Mikhail had 2 cameo appearances in the show last night too, and I've got Mikhail, I'm going to email you after the show, because I'd like you to film one more thing, because I am going to make a composite from all the 5 scenes, and there's one thing I would like to add from you. So I'd like you to film one more thing for me before I pull that all together and post it on YouTube. So just a couple of the minor things. If it wasn't for Mikhail, I wouldn't have known this either. I saw in the chat group that there is a Bilson Cabbage opening that happened. It's a museum show in Illinois, and it says Lake County, Illinois. I'm not quite familiar with where that is, but The show runs through September 5th. There are 60 artworks on exhibit. And there's if you Google it or go over to YouTube, you can see that there were some previews over there. I was thinking about showing one, but I don't want to delay the show any longer than it will already be. But I think that anybody who is in the area or passing through the area might like to see that. So another museum opportunity to see a creator. And I know that John Suntress from Word Balloon did an interview with Bill, I think on Wednesday. No, it was probably on Tuesday, where he talked at length about the exhibition as well. So, giving his thoughts on things. And I think he even talked a little bit about Neil, with his time with Neil Adams and whatnot. So if you can look that up as well underneath the Word Balloon YouTube channel, you can see that as well. So that was, I did actually watch that one. I don't watch too many chats on YouTube, but I did watch the one with Bill. So other than that, the only other thing I wanted to mention was I did talk to the Billy Ireland Museum earlier this week, and what I found is that we will have to do this during the week, because going to the Billy Ireland Museum, I don't know why they don't have these things open on the weekend, but the opportunity that we have by going on a Friday, for instance, is that they are willing to do a behind the scenes tour. They'll show us where the art's, how they store it. They'll have select pieces that they can show us when they're walking us through some of the secure areas at the Billy Ireland Museum. And also the reading room, which is where they will pull out any artwork that we want to view, is only open Monday through Friday. So what I'm thinking right now is I looked at the calendar, tried finding a weekend that didn't have a con. And so I'm thinking August 12th and 13th, 12th being a Friday. So the 12th would be a good day to go to the Billy Ireland, and then the 13th would be the opportunity to go to the Marvel exhibit. The Marvel exhibit will be in Columbus through, I think, the first week in September. They just extended it. So, I'm going to firm that up with them hopefully before next Thursday on the 12th, because they have to dedicate somebody to our group. And I said, well, what's the cost? How much, what is it? And they're like, it doesn't cost anything. And so I'm like, we will work out a way to work out a donation from any of the art collectors that are in attendance that come with me to the show. So I will, or to that event, to the museum, and then at the Marvel exhibit, we'll probably have to pay a regular price to get in. I'm going to talk with Ben about that to see if we can't get some kind of a group discount, depending on how many people we bring. But more details on that. But I do want the Billy Ireland one is more important, since that's going to require them to assign a person to us to walk us through this opportunity to see things behind the scenes, which they apparently only do once a year. There's a regular art gathering or art weekend in Columbus, and the Billy Ireland does this special behind the scenes tour, and it's the only time that they do it. So let's see. Yes, yeah, I know, Dino, you found that out the hard way, unfortunately, right? You weren't able to go to the Marvel exhibit when you were there, but all right. So at any rate, I will keep everybody updated on that as soon as I can confirm August 12th as being the day that I'm going to go to the Billy Ireland Museum. So I think I've hit everything that I needed to talk about. I recorded a couple other things. We finally have all the cards in from the Dueling Dealers stuff. So I have gotten emailed by a few people who wanted to pick up any extra sets that we had. I think we've only got about 6 or 7 sets. I don't know if I've gotten emailed back from all those people, but I'm going to be mailing these out before I leave for Florida on Monday. So if anybody was interested in getting one of these 80 card boxes from Dueling Dealers, let me know now, because otherwise I'll be in Florida the next 3 weeks. And besides that, there's only a couple left, so you'd probably want to pick them up before they're all gone. But again, email me, bill@comicartfans.com. So let's go ahead and do the CAF update, because, man, we have been here an hour and a half already. And Larry's in the green room. I know Larry is my guest tonight doing the picks, so I don't want to keep him waiting any longer. But let's see here. Let me go ahead and get this CAF update started. So this one is covering what was the period? It was April 25th through May 1st is the period in question. Now, dealers had a down week, but auction houses had a decent week. Dealers only sold $239,180 this past week in asking prices, of course, and that's compared to $407,000 the week prior. And Anthony Snyder, if you can believe it, he was the #1 in sales and total sales. He had 109 sales and just under $70,000 in sales. So he had a good week. No wonder he was such a good mood last night. But Panel Page came in second, 63,000 plus in sales from 17 sales. Felix next, 19 sales, 37 or $38,000 in sales. Albert, he came in fourth with 32,000 in sales. And then Ramita Man dragging the over 10 list at $13,400 in sales. So not a good week for Mr. Berkey, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So the top 6 sales from this past week from original comic art dealers. Now, this first one, sadly, again, it's on Panel Page. Every time I don't go there the day after he sells something, he deletes the art. So I end up, this time, I just had to use the published image because I didn't have anything else. So this is Gil Kane from Power Man 26 cover and sold by Glenn for the asking price of $28,000. Next up, yeah, I heard there was a Ryan Otley drop. This is the cover to Hulk issue 6 at $20,000. And yep, that was one heck of a drop, wasn't it? And next up, this is sold by Albert. Artist, of course, is Lou Fine. Crack Comics issue 17, page 3. Asking price on this one from Albert was $10,000. And here's an Assad Rabich piece sold by Anthony. Asking price was $9,000. This is the cover to Fantastic Four issue 6. Nice Dr. Doom there. And then Albert also sold this Moon Knight page by Bilson Cabbage. This is from issue 29. And the asking price on this one was $8,500. If it would have had Moon Knight, I bet it would have been double that or more. And finally, I know it went by really quick. It's listed by Glenn as the cover to Spidey Super Stories #9 by John Romita Sr. But if you saw it too, it looked like it was all pencils. So I don't know if it was the prelim or if maybe it was Lightbox ink by somebody else. But that one sold for $8,500. So, and Samuel Rojas says Declan Shelby had a neat Moon Knight drop the other day. I did not see that. Oh boy, Larry's picking tonight. You're in good hands. That's right, Chris. And isn't it your birthday tonight, Chris Stark? I hope you're having a good time. And Chris will be back on the show next Thursday. Ruben, we're not going to explain it to you if you don't know the eggplant. All right, moving right along to the auction results. So auction houses had a decent week. 320,000 was the prior week. This week they reached 386,000, and primarily that came because of eBay. eBay sold just south of $230,000 in sales. And Heritage Weekly had $157,000 in sales. So 386,890 was the total sales from auction houses, eBay and the Weekly Heritage set. And let me go ahead and pull the top 3 from eBay and top 3 from Heritage. Now, first up is this Flash 182 cover. It does say $17,999. I did look it up, but didn't update it properly. I believe that this was one with a make offer for $15,500, and of course it's Andrew Esposito. Really, really nice piece. Had some extra, I think, prelims with it as well. Now next, who didn't stare at this 3D design by piece by Neil Adams back in the 70s? This is a werewolf 3D poster art from Neil Adams, sold for $16,000 with a buy it now. Probably right after he passed. If I didn't check the date, but I would imagine. So next up, the third highest sale for eBay, Jack Kirby, Joe Sinnott from FF number 70, page 5, sold for $11,700. So next up is the top 3 from Heritage. First is by Arthur Adams. This is from Dark Horse Classics, Terror of Godzilla number 3 cover, sold for $8,400. Then we've got this great Butch Geis, Mike Perkins Ruse number 1 trade paperback cover, sold for $6,600. And last but not least is Javier Salter's Mark Teixeira Ghost Rider number 2, page 20, sold for $5,520 on Heritage. So there you have the top 6 sales. So yeah, did anybody else remember that poster? It like never worked. I mean, I probably stared at that poster with my 3D glasses on for hours and I could never see it. I felt like an idiot. But maybe it just wasn't printed right. You know, it was those ones with the blue and the red aligned, but you had the black there as well. I probably still have it laying around somewhere. One of the, I don't know. I'll have to dig it up. But anyway, I mean, heck, I mean, I don't think I figure how long did that thing probably sit on eBay? It was funny. Right after I got word of Neil's passing, you know, I thought I'm probably like everybody else. I thought, you know, gosh, I better buy something now. And, you know, I looked around at a few art dealer sites and I didn't really see anything I liked. So I thought, oh, I should probably go look over at eBay. And I went over to there. I'm like, wow, there's a really nice Wonder Woman piece over there that was like at $800. And I kept looking at it. It's like everything else. I looked at it for about 10 minutes and refreshed the page and it was sold. So, yeah, it was either sold or it was taken down probably by the seller. But yeah. So again, just not to mention Neil again, but I'm going to be talking about him in my picks anyway. But you know, I do know that anybody who had anything doesn't have anything any longer, and that's probably the way it should be with regards to Neil's art. But all right, hey, Larry's in the green room. I'm not going to keep him waiting any longer. Hey, Larry.
Hey, Bill.
How are you tonight?
Oh, doing great. Wow, you did have a full schedule today.
I did, and I even skipped a couple things I had written down just because I just figured, you know, it can wait or it doesn't need to be talked about. But yeah, you know, hey, and I have to thank you in advance because Larry's going to be doing a show for me next Monday and the following one as well. So I appreciate you doing that, Larry, because, you know, I want to keep things consistent here as consistent as I can while I'm doing this move. And I know that the rest of this month is going to be very hectic with the move and Comic Art Live. And, you know, I appreciate you stepping up and wanting to do those interviews next week for the channel. I mean, it's, you know, again, I really appreciate it. Nobody else volunteered.
Well, you know, I figured you need a day off once in a while. So, you know, good time to use your day off to do some moving and possibly also get ready for Comic Art Live. So
Exactly. No, I really do need that. And we brought that preview to it. Yeah, that was one of the slides that I had set up. Guys, see, I didn't even talk about the schedule or anything. That's how far off I am for what I should have been talking about. But I'll show that slide again because one of the things Larry's going to be doing on Monday, May the 16th, is hosting a preview night for the show, and he's going to allow people to kind of promote their booths, what they're bringing, you know, promote up to 5 of your best available artworks that you're going to be bringing in. You know, give you some ideas on the prices. You know, a lot of people probably won't have everything firmed up 5 days in advance of the show, but I think that you know, having the opportunity to talk a bit about what artworks they're going to be bringing will give some hype to people. Maybe you know, because remember, the one thing that we allow you to do now is kind of heart, you know, or like a booth, so that it makes it easier for you to find the booths that you're going to be interested in. So the people who are talking about what they're bringing gives we as collectors an opportunity to kind of flag those booths, so that when the show does open to premium members early and everybody else after that on Saturday, that you can already have distilled your list of booths to kind of just dive right in and go after some of the pieces you're looking for. So I think it's a good idea. It'll be a good experiment, Larry. I'll be watching.
yeah, I mean, what are you gonna? You're gonna have like 5,000 pieces and hundreds of booths. So it's a good opportunity for some of those folks to, you know, spotlight themselves out of like all the hundreds of dealers.
James says he's waiting for the Larryisms.
Yeah, it's an inside joke.
All right. Well, Dino says Larry legend, but yeah, no, I think it's going to be a good, you know, it'll be interesting to see. Like we've all talked about. It's like, but you don't sell anything early. Anybody, if you're going to show it off, you're probably going to get inquiries about it. But make sure you leave it available for everybody at the show, especially the premium members who get the early access to the show. We want to make sure that they have that they can utilize, they can leverage their premium member benefits to buy artwork first. So outside of that, I'm sure it's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to it. And if it works out well, you know, I'm sure it's going to work out well. I know you've gotten some inquiries, right, Larry?
Yeah, I got a few. So, but you know, I could use a couple more, and I don't have a good number yet exactly how many people I want on, but you know, if anybody's interested, just let me know and I'll figure some way out to get everybody on.
Yep. And so you can either email me as well, Bill at comicartfans.com. I'll put you in touch with Larry, or you can email Larry right through his CAF gallery.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been updating my CAF gallery every day, so so people can see me in the
Yes,
updates.
you're always in the updated list, Larry.
I have a lot to catch up on. So
Yeah. Well, that's you and Mickey, right? I mean, Mickey's always posting stuff. I mean, he seems to always
yeah, but
be.
Mickey's not like behind. He's always buying art. so
That is true. That is true.
yeah, I'm looking forward to my interview with him on Monday. Him and Malvin. So
right. Yeah, you got my email about getting. I haven't created a show graphic for it, so the sooner I can put something together. Even, you know what? If I don't have anything by him tomorrow, I'll just do something with like art from their CAF
we'll
gallery.
get something. One of them said this just use a screenshot from the last interview, so I'll do that.
Oh, is that what they said? All right, all right. Yeah, get it to me if you can get it to me early, or tonight or in the morning. I can get it into the CAF mailing by 11 tomorrow. So the sooner I can have it, the better.
Yeah.
So all right, well, why don't we get on to our CAF picks tonight? Excuse me. Long talk tonight.
Yeah, you got your picks in early this time.
Well, you know, I was starting to get worried when you hadn't gotten them to me, and when I'd forgotten that you were on. I remember I challenged Chris. I said I'm going to pick first, and then when I didn't hear back from you, I was like, you know what, I'm going to pick first before Larry emails me. I didn't know
that was a good idea because I was busy on Monday. So yeah.
All right, we'll see that. Yeah. Then I'm going to do the same thing to Chris though next week. That'll be my strategy.
And happy birthday, Chris.
Yes, yeah. Did he confirm it was his birthday today? I couldn't remember. I didn't see in the chat.
I hope it is. There were like 20 people who said happy birthday.
Well, he's probably celebrating. He couldn't confirm it. All right, here. But let me get your 10 picks here. And here we go. Sorry to move a few windows around here. So this is in Wolvie Fans collection. X Lives of Wolverine number 10. Very, very nice.
Oh yeah, I mean Adam Kubert, you know, he's doing these Wolverine covers again, and you know who doesn't love a good Omega Red? So you got 4 Wolverines and Omega Red. I'm not sure what's going on in the story, but I guess the title is X Lives of Wolverine, so you got multiple Wolverines. But yeah, I mean, wow, I mean, and Adam Kubert is so great with Wolverine. So. And this is huge. I think this is like 20 by 30, but it's used as like 2 connecting covers. So it's what can you say? It's love. I think Adam changed his process than what he did in the 90s. So he's doing everything himself, and his covers are extra large. So I just loved what this is. And I think this is the gallery of Wolvie Fan, who has lots of very nice 90s X-Men and 90s Wolverine pieces. So this is actually a modern piece, but I think he has several Adam Kubert Wolverines. Actually, I think he has a complete issue of like issue number 90, which is a major issue in the Wolverine series.
Well, yeah, this is absolutely amazing. Sorry, yeah, I didn't get a chance to look at it too much before the show today, but yeah, I mean, I'm not familiar with the story either, but shoot. I mean, Adam does a fantastic job on this.
Yeah, I hear he's going to Como, so it's a rare opportunity to get a commission from him.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think it was Tim Sale who had to cancel, and then Jason got Adam to fill in for him. So.
Dang. Well, another reason to go to Como next year. I mean, at the rate they're going there, usually when somebody cancels, you don't get anybody to fill in. But they're getting, they're always, when Adam and Allison canceled, they got Mike Mayhew to go. I mean, usually it doesn't work like that with shows, but put it in Italy and May, and everybody is more than willing to get that free ticket probably to go to Como. So, yeah, no, I'm jealous. I definitely feel like that would be a show for us all to try to go to next year if we could afford it.
I mean, yeah. Look at this size, 22 by 30. So if you imagine like a regular double page splash is like 22 by 17.
Mm-hmm.
This is almost twice the size of a double page splash. That's humongous.
Is that on one? No, is it on one board?
It is one board.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, you've got to get a big portfolio for that.
Yeah, I don't know how things like that get scanned. So
Yeah,
it must be with Photoshop. You do a lot of interconnections. So,
well, he did a good job if that's what he did.
yeah.
Huh. Wow. Yeah, because it doesn't look like a photograph at all. I think that was scanned. He might have taken it somewhere.
Yeah, it could have been Adam who did it too. Yeah,
That's true too.
so.
All right. Well, I got my like on that one. So next up, here we go. Get my like over here.
Ah, yes. So, I'm not that familiar with this artist, but I am a big Rogue fan, and of course, I like the Savage Rogue. But this is one of Felix's artists, and I mean, it caught my attention. I didn't really pay attention to this artist before, but seeing this, I mean, I thought it was gorgeous with all the line work, and like all the the leaves and the background and then like a lot of the darkening on Rogue herself. So I was very impressed with this commission, and I ended up looking at all the other commissions he's done, and it was just it was just beautiful. So like I said, I'm not familiar with this artist. Apparently he's repped by Felix, but I thought this artist, wow, he knocked this commission out of the ballpark.
Yeah, no, it really is lovely, to be honest. I'm not familiar with their work either, but yeah, great take. And like Marcus just said, you're picking all mutants. You're doing my job.
It's only been 2 picks so far.
8 more to go, everybody. But
I'm making up for last time. I didn't have any Marvel stuff last time. So.
That's sorry, I was just trying to quickly read through the description, but yeah, very nice commission. And Alan Hamilton, I don't think I've ever checked out. Well, I've probably been in Alan's CAF gallery before, but I don't recall much of his collection. So I'll have to check it out.
Oh, I'm familiar because he has a lot of Savage Land Rogue. So that's Rogue is one of my characters. So I always enjoy whatever he updates his gallery.
Well, nice pickup for Alan.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, there's a lot of talk about this piece.
Oh yeah, this is owned by a couple of friends of mine. I guess they bought shares into this, and they call it the Mankini Thor. So it was off of Heritage. There's a whole story behind this in terms of trying to get this, and it's also the ridiculousness of the 90s. So Marvel had this swimsuit issue. And they decided to put Thor, which I think, which is ironic because I think in the regular series, Diodato drew Thor without a shirt. And here in the swimsuit issue, he has a shirt but no pants. Yeah, I don't know. Well, Marvel just had this guy I think it was Lou. I can't remember his last name. I don't know what the artist thought when he saw the request to say, draw a Mankini Thor and have him wear like a Speedo. So
yes, this has been the topic has been bantered around quite a bit, and we can't wait to see this. I mean, I guess many of us are going to get to see it in Heroes at some point, right?
Yeah,
in some fashion.
I think it's about 14 people or 10 people who bought shares into this, so they're hoping that to cash in down the road.
Yeah,
I think one person's talking about doing other commissions of this character. Yeah.
That well, they don't have to if they don't want to, but I know I saw somebody Jason was like, can we get Bill to dress up as this? And the answer unequivocally is no. I will not be dressing up like this at all.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And just to recall, like how ridiculous the swimsuit issue was. Like if you look at Heritage, they have like Ghost Rider in the swimsuit issue, like, and he's like in the water. So it was that was just goofy.
I missed the swimsuit issue craze, so I don't really. I mean, I remember seeing them after I came back to collecting comics, but yeah, nope, didn't see one of them. But there you go. Wow. That's a beauty. Published 19.
Amazing detail in it. Yeah.
5. Holy mackerel. Well, Rob, I'm sure I think it's going to be in a gilded frame, and we're all going to get.
I think Rob is he's for the first owner. He's going to share it with all the other owners. He's going to pass it around. So.
Did you buy shares in this one, Larry?
Oh, I did not.
Okay, neither did I. Just to put it on the record there. Minimal thigh gap, says Amir. All right. Well, I still put my like on that one. All right. Next up. All right. This is
Oh yeah, so I
Bob
don't see
Peak.
many Bob Peak,
No.
paintings on CAF, but this person like uploaded like 3 or 4, and this one was just gorgeous. This is, yeah, I mean, this was one was my favorite of the 4 that they posted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Bob Peak, I mean, I think he's more known for advertising art and possibly like magazine art, but this one here, I mean, this one really caught my attention. I mean, who would I mean, who wouldn't love to own a Bob Peak? I mean, I would love to have one, and something like this would I would love to add in my collection.
No, I agree. This is yeah, I don't even know how many pieces of art on CAF are by Bob. I mean, there probably isn't a lot, but hey, anybody who has some and are thinking that they shouldn't post it because it's not comic art, please strike that from your brain, and please post your Bob Peak artwork, because yeah, I'm a huge fan of Bob Peak's painting. I mean, this is a beauty, and I didn't, I saw this one because you featured it. I didn't realize that they posted other pieces too, so I will have to check those out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you look at Bob Peak stuff, you don't find it in typical places where we look. I mean, except maybe Heritage's illustration auction, but I mean, I don't see Bob Peak stuff on eBay, so I don't know where to even shop for Bob Peak arts other than like Heritage. So this is a quite amazing one. I don't know where it came from, but yeah, really jealous of it.
Yeah, there's no description, is there? The original movie poster artwork, it says. All right, so well, I'm gonna have to check out the other pieces that they posted. Well, very, very nice. Thank you for highlighting that one. Oh, let's see. Next piece.
Yeah, so this from Nick Barucci. So there's been a couple of Steve Lytle updates in the last few weeks, more than I
Mhm.
remember. And I'm a big Steve Lytle fan. Actually, I owned the cover to the issue before this one. So
Oh, sweet.
this is so this one actually caught my attention too, because yeah, it's the issue after, but also Steve Lytle's widow, his wife. I remember she actually has an Indiegogo going on because after Steve passed away, she's now having hard times. So, or sorry, not Indiegogo. I think it's GoFundMe. So, if anybody wants to support Steve's widow, I think there's you can Google it. But she needs some support, and I think it's a good idea to help her out if you can. But I was always been a big fan of Steve Lytle. Whether he was working on Marvel Comic Presents covers or classic X-Men covers. He had some runs with some Legion of Superheroes. So Steve Lytle was one of my favorite artists, and greatly miss him. So
I agree, and I just did a quick Google and pulled it up and put the GoFundMe link into the chat for anybody who wanted to kind of read up on that. And yeah, no, this is a really, really awesome piece by Lytle. I've always loved his work, and no, this is a good pick. I would have actually, I saw this piece and thought about picking it, and then I kind of passed because everybody always gives me a hard time when I pick the mutant pages. So I'm glad you picked it instead.
Thank you.
And Nick's collection, as we know, we don't get to see all the pieces in Nick's collection, but man, I mean, the pieces he chooses to share on CAF are always really incredible. And this one's a beauty.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Nick also posted a Neil Adams cover, so I had a tough choice between the two.
Yeah,
you would have chosen Neil Adams, so I went with this one.
Yeah, I thought about picking that one too, because again, it's a great example of Neil's work. But the thing is, it's been cool being able to just browse CAF and just check out artworks from Neil Adams on there, because he is one of the, I think he's in the top 10 of artists that have art on CAF, and so there's quite a bit to go through. And so that when I was picking the pieces, I was trying to find more obscure pieces, but because I know Nick had shared that one piece and his Neil Adams kind of tribute story that he wrote on Facebook. So I felt like, well, that piece has been seen a lot this past week, so I didn't want to pick it. But
Right.
But here you go. You got a Gil Kane Spidey
Yeah,
page.
yeah. To Ruben's delight, this is the Gil Kane, and this is Gil Kane at shows why Gil Kane was so great at Spider-Man. I mean, look at that top panel. He's like he, he's so like flexible, and it's like he's like bent like backwards in half, and then there's a Green Goblin. So I won't say Gil Kane is better than Romita, but Gil Kane did an incredible job on Spider-Man. So, and this was, to me, this was like one of the best examples I've seen. I mean, that top panel is just so gorgeous to me.
Oh yeah. Well, Kane had a really creative way with anatomy and in a way that was realistic too. So it's you kind of look at this and I mean he was really well suited for drawing Spider-Man or Daredevil, for instance, just because of his approach to how he drew dynamic figures and whatnot. So no, and I'm like you, I probably wouldn't put him ahead of Romita Sr. I like Ross Andrews' work too on
Yes.
on Spidey as well. I kind of feel they've all got their strong points at the end of the day. But yeah, this is a really great example of Kane's work, and you get the Goblin as well. Great. Ruben's got something against Romita. He says Chuck Austin's greater than Romita. But yeah, no, great pick on this one, and I thought about this one as well. But yeah, no, this is really. I mean, it's just a beautiful page. I really love that second panel too with the Goblin, right? I mean,
Yeah.
The pose.
I mean, the whole page. I mean, there's Spider-Man falling, and then he turns into a swing. So, Gil Kane knew what he was doing.
Tim Finn says the Gil Kane, the good Spider-Man artist. All right. But yes, very nice pick. And I skipped the who's CAF gallery? Oh, Sam 06. All right.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I didn't rank this time. So nobody else has been ranking. So I don't want to rank. So now I'm just picking what I saw. Like there, 10, and there's no order to it. So.
All right. And Ruben's clarifying for us all that he does love Romita, but he loves Kane on Spider-Man more than Romita on Spider-Man. All right.
Yeah, of course.
All right. So let's see who. Okay, Chris Adkins gallery. All right.
Yeah. So I'm also a big Tom Grummett fan, just like Ruben. And this one is inked by Tom Palmer, but this has been a fairly recent issue. When I say recent, probably in the last 10 years. But I mean, this is Doom, and this is where Tom excels as a great storyteller. And when it's Tom Grummett excels as a great storyteller, and Tom Palmer is just brings extra life to the drawings. And I believe that's Mr. Fantastic's daughter. I think it was Victoria. Can't remember. It's been a while since I've been reading the books, but Dr. Doom is sort of like being the caretaker of her because she didn't get along with her family. So Doom is taking care of her and giving her a tour of the castle and everything. But I really love Dr. Doom in all of the panels here. I think Tom did an amazing job as expected, and Palmer just he did another amazing job of inking him. So I think this is like, yeah, this is kind of like what you look for when you buy like modern comic art from any era, really. But it's just strong storytelling going from one panel to the next panel.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Marcus says like Negan and Carl. I was gonna say like Thanos and Gamora, but all right, it could be Negan and Carl too, Marcus. But yeah, no, this is really nice, and I agree with Ruben's comment that he said interesting to see him inked by Palmer because their styles are so diametrically opposed, but it worked pretty nicely. And yeah, I agree, and I love the layout on this DPS too. I mean, this. So often when we pick DPSs, we're really going for the splash, right? But this is like a classically done double page spread, with the panels as it is, and broken up nicely. That Doom in the lower left, not in a panel. I mean, I think this is a really creative approach to doing a DPS, and no, I mean, I really enjoy it. I mean, the more I look at it, I mean, the Doom in the center at the top, right? I mean, he's not really in a panel either. But yeah, I love the whole layout to this page. So
yeah,
great pick.
Yeah, I mean, over the years, I mean, there have been several inkers who've gone over Grummett, but this is probably the first time I've seen Tom Palmer do it, and it looks different, and I think it looks even better than most other inkers that I've seen on Tom Grummett. I wish they do more books together.
Sure.
Yeah.
And Marcus says Wallace and Grummett are a good duo too. Thank you. Thank you very much, Marcus. All right. And let's see, I did say Chris Adkins. All right, Chris Adkins, CAF Gallery. All right, so next up, and let's see. Oh, I almost picked
this one. Oh,
yes.
Congratulations to Steve. He's a friend of mine. He focused on Hulk, and Mike Mignola Hulk. And it doesn't get any better than this. I mean, look at that last panel. Scroll down to see that last panel. It's just, I mean, you can hear him yell. It's such a great page. I mean, I've only seen a couple Mignola Hulk pages out there, but this one here, wow. I mean, this blows me away. I'm like, I told Steve, I wish I saw it before him. I mean, it's just, I would love to own this one. I mean, I don't have like Mignola on my list of like Mount Rushmore of Hulk artists, but I might have to rethink that. I mean, I might have to look more of the issues that Mignola penciled and inked, because this one I'm just completely blown away by.
No, I agree. This is I mean, every panel is beautiful, but who is the inker on this? Jerry Taloic.
Okay, that explains some part of it. Yeah,
but yeah, no, but I don't mind it. I think it works. Yeah. It works well. I think because Mignola did some didn't he draw some Alpha Flight issues as well, and I think Jerry he inked him on those ones too, and because it kind of has the same kind of feel. I used to own a page from one of those, but no, I really like this. I mean, I know it doesn't have like the classic Mignola feel to it, probably because of the inking, but man, what a beautiful page. I mean, the last panel's great. I mean, every one of these panels are great. I love the middle panel. I mean, the last two panels with the Hulk kind of extending into the panel above it is just it's genius. It's brilliant. I mean, the way it's done, it's such a simple little thing to do, but I mean, if those things would have been cropped off, I mean, it really breaking the panel like that just makes the page so much more dynamic. I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah. This is what you look for in a Hulk page. You want them big, bad, and ugly and angry. Yeah. He's certainly there.
Oh, and Michael McIsaac says Mignola and Byrne swapped Hulk and Alpha Flight. Yeah, it was right during that time, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, they were done right. Yeah. Gosh, that makes me want to get either a Hulk page or an Alpha Flight page again, since I don't have either one by
yeah, I think the writers also swapped. So I think Bill Mantlo also went over to Alpha Flight from Hulk as well too. And then Byrne took over Hulk and did the writing and as well as the art too. So.
See, that's what Jeffrey said too. Man, see, I didn't even realize that. But all right, I've liked this one. So Stephen Yarish, yeah, dang, Steve's got a really nice collection of art. So.
Oh, yeah, of Hulk art, yeah.
Okay, so we got a couple more here. This is an.
Yeah, I mean. Of course, I always, my eyes always light up when I see a new Alan Davis. And of course, we got one with Batman and the Reaper. Unfortunately, this cover was never released in the U.S. This is more of a for a UK book, which I assume is just reprinting some of the stories that were in the U.S. But sure. I mean, this is Alan. I mean, you don't see one overpowering the other. You just see two fighters just dynamically, throwing a kick and then throwing, swinging the sickle at Batman. And I mean, this is typical Alan Davies. Just makes it look so easy, and it's just so beautiful.
No, I agree. This is Farmer's Inks are really nice on this as well. Right. You got Batman's cape shredded. Don't get that too often, but yeah, no, this is a beautiful image. It's almost, I almost don't like being zoomed in on it like that. I want to see kind of the overall. I mean, it's a great composition, with the angle of the buildings in the background too. It just kind of pulls you right to the characters. No, great battle scene. Alan, I love Alan Davis too, and I don't think I've ever owned any artwork by Alan, which is odd.
So as you know, I mean, I know. So Alan's going to be at Lake Como
Yep.
And I've already been told that his head sketch is going to be $200 a head sketch if anybody's at Como. But Alan is looking to come to a convention in the U.S. He was supposed to be at New Orleans, but then when New Orleans was coming, Omicron also exploded. So so there were a lot of cancellations for New Orleans because of Omicron. But now that we're getting at the near the end of the pandemic. I mean, I know there's another variant out, but life is starting to get back to normal. I mean, I know he'd like to come back to the U.S. for at least one convention in 22. So hopefully he makes it.
That would be nice. Jason, to answer your question, I have not finished it yet. I have read, I believe I've gotten through the first issue. I'm into the second issue of that trade paperback that Tatiana sent me. So I'm trying. I really am trying. Trust me, I'm going to take it on that drive to Florida, and I will finish it before I get to Florida, since I don't have to drive the whole time. So there you go. Octavio has said that Larry still has his Davis.
Oh, I'll have to contact you, Octavio. I'll have to. I thought I sent it, but I'll get back to you.
But Jason also says get him to Terrificon again. So, but
yeah. I'm not the ones who are offering him, those plane tickets and hotels. So, we'll. I don't know what Alan's what his options are, but I hope he comes to a convention here. So, I think there's some good choices out there, like Fan Expo. They have an amazing guest list for Chicago and Boston.
They do.
Yeah, I mean, so there's some great conventions coming up in the calendar.
Well, yeah, keep us posted, Larry.
Yeah, we'll do. Oh, he's also, by the way, he has I was told that he has a thank you in the Doctor Strange movie, which is interesting.
Oh, really? So he's in the credits?
Yeah, he's in the credits.
Oh, cool.
Well,
I hope to see that. Well, you know what? I'm not going to be able to see it this weekend because Maureen's got me packing a U-Haul truck Saturday and Sunday. So unless I go tomorrow, I'm not going to get to see it.
Packing day. It's always fun.
Yeah, it's almost as fun as unpacking day. But so I guess I'll be seeing it in Florida sometime before I get back here. But no spoilers, no spoilers. All right, so let's take a look at the last artwork here, and it's a mutant again.
Oh, hey. Sorry, it's another mutant. I need to go no mutants next time. But this is Wolverine, of course. And the reason is just I love the storytelling here. So in the beginning, he's preying on, I don't know if that's a young cow or if that's a deer. I don't know what it is, but he's back to his feral personality, and he's eating that meat raw. But then at the end, you have a cat, and all of a sudden, like the whole mood changes, just because so he sees a cat, and you see him smiling at the end. So I just loved how the story goes in this one.
Yeah, no, I love Robertson on Wolverine. I mean, his style was so, it's a very coarse line work, I think, and it's so fitting with the character. I really enjoy it. And this is a pretty grisly page. When I hadn't seen it until you sent me your list. I don't know. Again, I do need to spend more time on CAF, but I did miss this one. So no, it's a fun image, like you said, because I was kind of scrolling through it in that same way. I'm like, why did Larry pick this? It's so grisly. And I scroll through and I see the cat at the end. I mean, to me, that was what kind of made the page for me. It's like you go from one extreme to another, and yeah, and I love the lower left panel with Wolverine. I mean, it's just so well drawn.
Yeah. So yeah, and I don't know how other people do their top 10, but I mean, like I'm going through all of thumbnails of all the art in the last 7 days, and then just pretty much I end up with probably 30, and of those 30, I like pare down to 10. So.
That's about how I do it. I don't know if I get it up to 30, but usually I have around 20 to 25, and then I whittle that down as well. And I try to pay attention throughout the week, but I do kind of go back and rely on things that got a lot of views at times, and I do look at the most commented list over the past week as well at times. But yeah, I try. And thank you, Comic Art Boston, for that. I do hope it's a smooth trip. I'm not renting a big U-Haul. It's only 15-footer for this first time. I'm doing three different drives, so I hope to be done by August 1st as far as like being able to put this house up on the market and get out of here. But yeah, no, a great pick here again, and I do love. And again, look, Tom Palmer inks. I didn't even read that as I scrolled by.
How long is the drive from where you are to Florida?
I think the route we're going to drive, it's about a 17-hour drive. So it's going to be 2 days, but we're going to try to drive like 10 hours the first day and then 7 the next. Just so I want to get the rough part out the first day and get there by like 2 or 3 in the afternoon on the second day. So, but that's what I'm doing on Monday and Tuesday. So when you do your chat on Monday night, I will actually be at a hotel. So you and I'll have to work out giving you the admin access that you need, and we can do that anytime before Monday. We'll definitely want to take care of it. We could do it tomorrow. I'll send you an email and we can kind of work it out. There's nothing to run in one of these things as far as starting and stopping the broadcast. So we'll work on that. But I'll be watching from the hotel on Monday, though.
Right.
Eric Wenger says I should cannonball run it. No. I mean, actually, the whole family is going on this one. Even Ashton is coming down. I didn't think he was going to bother, to make the trip with us, but that's kind of why we decided to move. We were going to do it on the weekend, but my son wasn't free, and so he said he would drive if we would go Monday, Tuesday. So we switched things up a little bit just so we could have his help, and honestly, he'll be a big help when it comes time to unloading the U-Haul, because I'm not looking forward to that. All right, so why don't we go ahead and take a look at my 10 picks. And first up, I've got a Batman by Neil Adams. This is in Marcus's collection. And, a lot of people posted different artworks by Neil this past week. And I saw this, this one to me kind of stood out, a color piece. So it was really nice to see. And let's see, Neil, I didn't even read the description on it. He got it from Neil during one of his shows in 2021. And no, I love the image. I love the sunset in the background, the sky. I mean, the color on this one. Again, it's just I love the bat symbol. Perfect on the boat dock right there. I mean, just everything about it. Just Neil was so dang prolific, right? I mean, he was. I'm sure he was drawn up to the day he couldn't hold his pens anymore. But yeah, this is just a really great image, and again, Marcus doesn't update his CAF too often, but when he does, it's usually a very nice piece. And so this one, really nice piece, and proper timing to bring it out. And I would encourage anybody who has Neil Adams' work to continue sharing on CAF over the upcoming weeks as well.
Yeah, I didn't even notice the bat symbol until you just showed it. I mean, that's pretty cool. The bat symbol on the ground. I noticed the background because I think that's what Marcus highlighted, but I didn't notice the bat symbol before, but that's pretty cool.
Yep. No, that was the first thing that caught my eye. But again, this isn't. I have one other piece by Neil that I chose to highlight this week. But yep, this is my first one, and congratulations, Marcus.
Nice piece, Marcus.
And here we now have a piece by James. It's a DPS by Silvestri and Matt Banning. Again, it's huge, absolutely huge. But this says everything you'd want in a Silvestri piece, right? I mean, as far as the cross hatching, just the crazy dynamic way he approaches drawing the costumes on the figures. I mean, this is just it's a really well laid out double page spread, but with the character in the center, it's just it's even back to, I need to not look at it zoomed in to see it better, to appreciate it. But you don't get too many Silvestri DPSs of this caliber, and I'm sure James was giddy when he added this one to his collection. I mean, who wouldn't be?
Yeah. I mean, Silvestri doing his Top Cow days. I mean, he was great. I like the trajectory of Silvestri's career. I think now he's probably doing his finest work ever. Probably just not doing it regularly, but doing his image days. I mean, he was the best probably. So
Well, James is agreeing, confirming that he was giddy, just like a schoolgirl when he picked this one
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, so I think someone sent him a referral to it, and then he jumped on it right away.
Oh, heck yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I wasn't a big Darkness fan, but I mean, I'm a huge Silvestri fan. Not on X-Men though, Jason, the early X-Men. Sorry, but and maybe it was because of the stories. You never know.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I just love Silvestri's work, and I did own a piece of his work with from New X-Men with Grant Morrison. I think one
Yes.
of the like the last issue, and I was dumb enough to sell it. Now I can't find one to replace it, but
I think that was when it caught a lot of people's attention to like this new style he was experimenting with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the giant sentinel. So that
Oh my
that
God,
was a great issue.
yeah, and the page I had did have a Sentinel on it and Wolverine, so I was dumb. But yes, even Andino agrees too. Giddy indeed, great piece. All right, so congratulations to James adding to his DPS collection, and of course DPSs will have their own best of CAF category in for 2022 when we have that again at the beginning of 2023.
Oh. So that DPS is that just for published, or is that just going to be commissions or?
See, there's the wrinkle. Brian Peck were here, he'd be like, see, that's why we never did it, because it gets too complicated. I would think you'd have to, if we're going to call it a DPS, it has to be published, right? I mean, you could say it could be, in theory, it could be an unpublished DPS, but it shouldn't be a commission. If it's a commission, that should be in the commissions category. But DPSs by their nature have to be, it can't be a commission. So,
and it should probably be an interior as well too,
correct.
Because you got wraparound covers, but that should be more in the covers section and not the
exactly
DPS section.
Well, and we talked about we'll actually, I've got the moderators out there that I have for other things, but I could probably come up with a way to kind of help us make sure that people are properly categorizing their artworks and making sure that the DPSs are pure. Of course, half of the DPSs will be posted by James, of course, but still, that doesn't mean he's got an edge on anybody. All right, so let's see, next piece here. You called your James S. Gallery, you have a grab a chair, stay a while. I like that. The creative approaches to naming your overall CAF gallery. All right, so George Perez, an Infinity Gauntlet page from issue 3. Rubenstein inks, of course. Just a really nice page. More than anything, I just love that this last, this half splash, I guess you might want to, we can call it. But you get the Kirby Crackle, you got Galactus, you got the Surfer. I mean, these pages are hard to come by nowadays. So many people are after anything with the Surfer on them from this period, and you've got Adam Warlock as well. I mean, just absolutely cool. And I can't get enough Perez at the end of the day. If I see one I like, I mean, this is, I have a hard time not featuring it. So very nice pickup. And I omitted whose CAF gallery this was.
Yeah, it's Duke Fleet, which is interesting. It's not in his wheelhouse, but
right.
He's like, I really like this.
It's not right. That is an interesting pick by Duke. I didn't even realize it was in his collection. Doggone it. Well, maybe all the chat. He keeps seeing Fish post this stuff in our chat group, Larry. So he's getting swayed in this direction. So
I mean, there's a lot of things going for it. Like you said, you got Perez, you got Galactus, you got Silver Surfer, and you got Adam Warlock, and then this is an Infinity Gauntlet page. So all of that equals a big, lots of money, a very expensive page, and surprising. Duke went out of his wheelhouse and said, I want this page. So I'm very happy for him.
Yeah. Well, I think that's I was so, I think it's the evolution of us as collectors, right? I mean, who knows what Duke's thought process was on it, but I always, was so focused on X-Men, right? Well, for the first 13 years of collecting, I never thought of buying anything that wasn't an X-Men page. And now it's like, I almost don't think about buying X-Men pages at all. I mean, there's ones I'd love to get, but I'm so busy now looking at just different creators and things like that. So I mean, as collectors, we can evolve and move out of our comfort zones. I mean, of course, #1 Wolvie fan will probably always collect Wolverine art. Jay Giant might always 95% of his collection might always be Hulk related. You can't sway some people. They'll probably collect the same thing over forever, and that's okay too. But yeah, and once you have all the good Gru examples, where are you going to go?
Yeah, well, I've always been impressed with Berkey's and his discipline. He's like, I only want Bermuda Spider-Man. I mean, he'll take any Spider-Man, but everything that wasn't Spider-Man, I mean, was for sale. I mean, so, but everything that was Bermuda Spider-Man, that was his wheelhouse, and that was his personal collection. I really admire that discipline. So.
Eric Wenger says some of us can't grow. It's true. I mean, but it's all right. Hey, Eric, and by the way, I not to change the topic just for a second, Eric, I got your icons, and I just have not had a second to get those best of icons set up. I will try my darndest to have it done before I leave for Florida, but I'm sure you've been wondering when they were going to make their appearance on CAF, and I apologize. I've just been so tied up with that May the 4th show and some stuff that and the move that I haven't been able to do it. But I do want to get those on the site before long. So all right, well, thank you. I've been feeling terrible about that because you got them to me like 3 weeks ago, and I haven't done anything with them. It's not your fault. It's all mine. All right, so another Galactus here by Zafino. I mean, this thing is just I like Galactus as a character, but I mean, I like Zafino's style. I mean, this could have been almost anything, but drawn by Zafino, it's just so beautiful. That's why I use it as my as a thumbnail for the show too. I just love the perspective on this one, and I just Zafino's technique with the inks and the whiteout, it's just superb. I mean, I'm not even sure, is he using some kind of zipatone here over the hand, I guess, to kind of mute that. I mean, and give it the appearance of the light going through the hand or whatnot. But man, this thing is this is crazy. I love it. I mean, I want to own this.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is Octavio's. I mean, congratulations on this. I mean, Zafino, he pretty much knocks out a lot of his commissions, and this one is just a stunner. So
yeah, no, it's man. As soon as I saw this one, I was like, I wished it was mine. But there you go. Ruben says, Octavio, your 15 minutes of fame begins now. Yeah, but you see something like this, and it makes you want to get something from Zafino. I mean, and maybe you already own something by him, Larry, but
no, I do not own anything by him. I will.
No?
I mean, hopefully, maybe sometime I'll fill that hole, but no, I do not. So,
well, but I mean, everything you see by him is it's incredible. I mean, he's just another one of those artists that just kind of like Daniel Warren Johnson, right? I mean, anything I see by him, I immediately love and wish and covet and wish it could be mine. So this is really nice to see on CAF. So thank you, Octavio, for showing this one off and sharing it on CAF. We all appreciate it.
Octavio is also a Hulk fan, so he's going out of his wheelhouse and asked for a Galactus. I don't even think he has any other Galactus in his collection. So thanks for asking for a Galactus, because we all get to see that. So it's beautiful.
Right. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Chris says tons of pros posted they wanted to buy it too. Yeah, I can see why. So speaking of Lytle, I picked a piece by him as well. This is in Paul P's collection. Paul is always, like you, Larry, posting phenomenal update after phenomenal update, great pieces all the time. But man, this one's really, really sweet. I just love all the detail in it. And I didn't even bother to, let's see, where are we at here? So this was, first it was no. Let me go over here. So let's see, Web of Spider-Man, super special. It's a title splash, so not a cover. This is a title page from 1995.
Yeah, so Paul P, I mean, he's been posting title pages this whole week. So I guess he has a short stash of, he found non-covers that he liked. And so he decided to post them this week. And I mean, this is good enough to be any cover.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But it's another great Steve Lytle piece.
Yeah, this is look at all the detail on this one. I mean, this is just amazing. I mean, I can't Can't believe how cool it is. So, wow.
Yeah, I'm glad that shows this, because I mean this was one of them I was considering as well too. So
yeah, I mean, looking at I could look at this one for a long time. I mean, it's just crazy good. So congratulations to Paul for adding this one to his CAF.
Yeah,
man.
That guy has almost 500 covers in his gallery. It's amazing.
I know. Yeah, I've asked him to be on the show as an interview, but he hasn't wanted to do one yet.
Yeah.
But because I'd really be curious to see what would his 16 or 18 pieces be, right? Because how do you distill a collection of that caliber down to something that small, right?
Right.
As much as I'd love to talk to him about himself and how he got into the hobby, I'd love to. I'd really be interested to see his 16 picks.
Just like Sheldon, you probably could do 4 hours just with Paul.
I mean, right. I can't wait, and I really can't wait to talk to him, Sheldon, as well, because you're right. I mean, his collection has to be, because does he even have a CAF? I don't believe he does. Or
I don't think Sheldon does. I haven't seen it.
No, and just imagine the art. I mean, he pulled out that Neil Adams, right? I mean, that's stuff that people have probably haven't seen in a long time. And again, he's been collecting since '75. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to work on him, but I'll tell you what, everybody, I'll make sure that Shelton has a wired internet connection when he does next time, because he was definitely on a Wi-Fi for tonight, and it was a little sketchy. I'd want to make sure we get a good internet connection for that chat.
George H did say he has a legendary collection, so George has seen it.
I did not know that. And James Siegel says he can play piano for us. That is true. All right. So here's one from Rob, who I think we were looking at a piece from Rob earlier, but this is a little bit different. Dylan Burnett, and it's page 1 from Cosmic Ghost Rider 5. And I mean, this is, I love Burnett's work, and I just thought this was a really cool piece. I love the perspective on it. And it's, you're basically on the ground level right there, looking up at the character. But again, zip tone. I love the brush work. Love the little bit of white out for some of the small details. Just a really cool artwork. And I don't know the story at all. I hate to say it, Rob. I did not read Cosmic Ghost Rider, so I don't get the story here. But I'm gonna have to brush up on it before I get to see it, Heroes. So I know what I'm talking about when I'm looking at the Cosmic Ghost Rider pages.
Yeah, I mean, here's another guy who's really disciplined on what he collects. I mean, it's nothing but Cosmic Ghost Rider. So I don't know how he continues finding stuff. I guess he's looking for the stuff that he missed or was picked up by other people. So he's filling those gaps in his Cosmic Ghost Rider collection.
Mm-hmm. Jill's like, Rob, Cosmic Ghost Rider, no way. And Ruben has mentioned that Shelton sold out. Well, he still has a lot of it, Ruben, from the couple phone calls I've had with him. So he's got quite a bit still. But I have heard that as well. And there you go. George did mention he got to see some of his art at the King Museum. Very cool. So yes, congratulations, Rob. Double dipping, as Jason mentioned, but well worth it, deservedly so. I mean, this is a very cool piece.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm not sure. Am I following Rob? Nope, I'm not. So we're gonna fix that right now. There we go. Now Rob is in my my watch list. All right. So this was my second and I believe final Neil Adams piece that I picked for this one. Comic Art Boston posted this to their CAF gallery. Just a really cool. Let's see. I wanted to see. I didn't read the full description on it, but again, just anything by Adams. This is clearly from a notebook, and anything that's like a process piece or a thought, something from the creator being put on paper. You maybe rather have it on a piece of illustration board or something like that. But I see a piece like this, and I think it's cool. It's a part of comics history, and it's by Neil, right? I mean, so what a neat little thing to be able to own. And I think it's pretty cool that Comic Art Boston chose to share it on CAF.
I don't know where he found this, but I love this piece. I mean, you get one great drawn dead man. I mean, Neil's probably the best person who's ever drawn dead man, and then Jose Garcia Lopez is probably the second best. But I mean, Neil draws a great dead man, and you can tell what's going on in his mind as he's writing this description. He's going really thorough in terms of everything that's going on about this dead man. So I loved it. I mean, just the writing here, the narrative that he puts together. I mean, there's your whole story right here.
Yeah, no, this is a great piece of comic history right there. And I don't know if you saw the post that Bilson Cabbage did where he showed off, forget what it was. It was one of those kung fu covers, but that Neil did, and it was interesting because it was done in those dyes that are classic, that we know are fading, and just reading through the description that that Bill had, I mean, it's in his possession. I thought it was cool because he said he knew that these things fade in the light, so he's literally kept it like buried in a in like a some kind of a portfolio where he's not had it out in the light. And the thing was, the colors on it were amazing. It was so neat to see something like that. And it just reminds me of, like, it's back to that whole caretaker thing. Here's Bilson Cabbage, crazy great artist in his own right, owns a piece of Neil Adams art that he pulls out like once a year for inspiration. And that's the piece he chose to share when he was kind of talking a bit about Neil. And I just thought that was kind of cool because, we saw that that one Doctor Strange piece that was painted in the same kind of dyes, and like so much of it had faded, because it'll fade just in any light, apparently over time. But this piece that Bill had was just beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. The colors were still striking.
Wow. No, I didn't hear that. I might have to look at that, see if it's on Facebook or Twitter.
It was on Facebook. Yeah.
Okay.
It was probably, I think it was done on Monday by Bill. But
yeah, I know there was a lot of stories about Neil. Like you said, Walt Simonson had a couple, and they were all very fun.
Yeah. They were. The one about how do we hire him, and Walt said, "I can't draw like you, Neil." Or Neil wanted him to work at continuity, and Walt said something like, "I'd love to, but I can't draw like you." And then that's Marilyn's. His wife said, "See, I told you. That's what Walt was going to say." So yeah, really, lots of fun stuff posted about Neil this week. So all right, next up, a couple more pieces to go. This was we saw the Travis piece that Shelton had earlier. So this is a Wildcats X-Men page. This is in Matt E's collection. I mean, I don't think for me, I love Travis's work. I probably would never own anything by him, but I love looking at his stuff because the detail he puts in his piece, especially during this period. I mean, look at that. Look at Logan in the lower, in the left lower panel. I mean, that thing it's just amazing. I mean, the fine detail in that is just absolutely stunning.
Yeah, I'll say you're never going to see another Travis page like this ever again.
No.
I mean, this book here, this X-Men Wildcats crossover book he did, that was at the peak of his career. I mean, he put so much of himself into doing that book, and everybody would love to own a page from it. I mean, this right here, I mean, this is like with Doctor Strange 55. I mean, in terms of this out here stands on its own as one of the best artistic books out there.
Nope, I agree. And Marcus wants, why didn't I hit him up at the barbecue? I don't know. We talked at the barbecue, and that's reference to Big Wow, of course. But yeah, no. The only reason I said I wouldn't own anything is because I know I couldn't afford it. But yeah, this is just it's phenomenal, and I agree with you. This is probably peak Travis for a lot of us. But yeah, I mean, just the detail in this, and I've seen. I've had the good fortune of seeing several of his originals, so I mean, I know how great they look in person. So I'm sure Matt is just like super thrilled to have this in his CAF, in his personal collection. So
yeah,
wow.
I mean, if you're a Travis Charest fan, everybody wants to have a page from this book. I think someone tried to complete the book, but I mean, that's just so hard. I mean, just there's a lot of these pages are locked up. So.
All right. Well, another like on that one. So 2 more pieces here. Next up is from my buddy Colin Solon, the editor of CAF, the unsung hero of comic art fans, who I told I will make be on an interview sometime in the near future. He will do one, I promise. This is by Kelly Williams, and somebody I'm not very familiar with, but Danny Moonsar here. Nice demon bear illustration. Just I like the technique in it. Probably one of many of our favorite stories from New Mutants. Anybody who's a fan of Cabbage and whatnot, the Demon Bear story is probably right up there with. If I could own a page from Cabbage New Mutants, that would be from this story. So this is just a really nice piece. Colin's got a good eye for creators, and he has a lot of commission pieces, and he's really got a stunning collection. If you haven't checked out Colin's CAF gallery, spend some time there, because he really does. He's got some really interesting pieces from a lot of cool creators. But this was a nice one, and I just felt like it had to be in my list this week. So I got some mutants in my picks this week as well. Maybe next time we're gonna have to avoid picking so many mutant artworks.
Yeah, I wonder how artist feels as someone requesting the Demon Bear. I mean, you only have really one reference, and that's Bilson Cabbage. So,
right.
And you have to follow that up. That has to be pretty intimidating.
Well, the style there, I think, is kind of fitting, right? I mean, they did a good job on it, and I'm assuming all this. What is the list? Just as mixed media. So, because it looks a bit, it's somewhat painted, but really nice.
Yeah, beautiful.
I saw Colin when it was in here earlier, but I'll have to ask him a little bit more about it. But yeah,
I
really like it.
Yeah, if I commissioned this, I would love to get it like this is when the commission is just a home run.
Mm-hmm.
So, love it.
What was his note there? Purchase from Kyle Blackwell. All right, cool. All right, so last but not least, I picked Brian Norton. This is your 15 minutes for the moment. You've already had it, I guess, once or twice already. This one is by Rich Buckler and Dave Hunt. And it's just what is it? Crisis on Three Earths. Honestly, I really just enjoyed the machinery in this first panel more than anything. I mean, the storytelling is really nice. I mean, bouncing your eye around between the characters, all the way down through the last three panels. But I like the way the page was laid out. I like the machinery in this one, and it's a chapter title. I guess intro page, chapter 5 to this story. So, just in general, I just thought it was a cool page, and I felt like I needed to pick something from DC, and of the artwork that I saw posted on CAF, this was the one that I went with. And, machinery is kind of Kirby-ish in its own way, but yeah, there you go. That's why I picked it. I like Buckler's work a lot. Yeah,
I love Buckler work, and I also like Dave Hunt's. So, Dave brought the best out of Rich Buckler here. I mean, you're right. I love the machinery, and like the whole background here is just amazing.
Yep. Nope. I don't think, again, this would be a page I wouldn't even mind owning, even though it's a DC page. So congratulations, Brian. Brian, we had Brian on not too long ago, and now we get to see a different page from him. So yeah, great addition to your CAF gallery, Brian.
Yeah, congratulations, Brian.
CJ says Rich's style could really vary. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, he's done so many titles, and worked with so many different inkers. I mean, it does. If you had a Rich Buckler page from every series that he drew, they're all kind of sort of different. So,
right.
But I mean, it's probably kept him in a long career for him.
I would agree. And Eric Wenger is high-fiving us both. So on our picks tonight, Larry. So we did good. I will try, everyone, to pick no mutant pages next week. How's that? I'll try to refrain, but we won't tell Chris Snork that he has to refrain from picking mutant pages if he doesn't want to. Sorry, I'm just reading.
I will try to avoid that as well too next time I'm on.
Oh, Chris is still. He said faint praise for DC from Bill. It was faint, but I mean, it's again, I'm still looking for a Swan Superman page. I'd love to have one. They're so affordable. I should buy two if I could find two that I really like.
There's like 5 like every heritage auction.
I know
the Murphy Anderson estate had so many.
I agree. I mean, they're out there and you can get them. I mean, so yeah, I don't know what I'm waiting for. Bill, you needed an 11th pick. There actually were a couple. I forget the piece that I dropped out. That was my 11th. I probably could have added that one. I don't even remember what it was now. I just remember it took me forever to figure out which one to get rid of. So, and it won't be Mutant May. Yeah, that's what it was today, CJ. But that's not next week for me anyway. So, Larry, again, I appreciate you doing the 10 picks tonight. I sincerely appreciate you doing the 2 shows over the next 2 weeks. I mean, you're the next person on screen, really. So, next Monday. So you're going to have to be.
I'm looking forward to it. So,
here's a question for you, because I are you going to have both guys on at the same time, or were you going to do like one for 45? What was your plan?
Yeah. So it's going to be one for an hour,
Mm-hmm.
and then another one for another hour. So,
Okay.
Mickey, he lives right here in Richmond. So, he's not, he'll be first. And then Malvin, he's on like West Coast time, so
Right.
it works out to have him later on.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to that. I haven't talked to either of those guys since the interviews I did with them, so or emailed with them. So yeah, it'll be cool catching up. And I think it's an interesting idea to kind of revisit collectors that we haven't talked with in a while to see how their last year, or in Mickey's case, I mean, shoot. My interview with Mickey was, gosh, when was that? It was in the summer of 2019, I think. So it's been a long time since he's been on camera, and even then he wasn't live.
Yeah, and he's had 300 new pieces since then. So
right, exactly.
I need to go over with them.
Cool. All right. Well, so I'll get in touch with you tomorrow so we can get you that admin privileges and everything within the studio, and we'll
we have that training session. So definitely.
Yeah. You free in the evening? I mean, would that be all right?
I'll be watching Doctor Strange, but I'll let you. I mean, I should be out by around like 7:30. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe we'll try for like 9 tomorrow night. We can just walk through it. It's all simple. Yep. All right, Larry. Well, have a great night. I guess I'll see you tomorrow evening.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
All right. Well, so hey, we didn't hit 3 hours. I was worried we were going to get 3 hours tonight. So of all the things I wanted to chat about, I think that the only thing worth noting, my chat schedule has not changed because I skipped Tuesday last week, so this slide here is exactly the same as far as what I'm doing. I've got Larry's doing the show on Monday with Mickey and Melvin. On Tuesday, I've got Frank Lanza. And that Saturday, I'll have a Lake Como live stream with Tatiana and whomever else she can get on camera. So that should be fun. That's going to be early in the morning, though. I believe it'll be 10 a.m. Eastern is when I'm doing it. So anybody who's going to be watching live on that's going to have to get up early. And then Larry's got another show for me on Monday with the Comic Art Live preview. I've got that following Tuesday off as well. Then I'll have artist Jason Sean Alexander on the 23rd and artist Jim Food on the 31st. Stephen DeVeach, collector, of course, will be with me on the 24th. And then Prop Store and Nadia and Joe later on in June. And then as far as the sales go, I do have just a couple updates. Next Wednesday's Dueling Dealer show is a $1,200 and under show. Don't ask me how they came up with that. I guess Anthony had a few pieces that it was supposed to be $1,000 and under show, but Anthony was having a hard time selecting his pieces, so it's a $1,200 and under show. I'm rolling with whatever they got. And then the following Saturday will be round 2 of Cat versus Sharon. That's on a Saturday at 2 p.m. on the 14th. And then we've got the show that I've been told people have wanted. So we're doing a $2,000 and up show on the 18th of May. So anybody who's been wanting to see the Dueling Dealers have high dollar items, that will be the day for it. I know Mike he's like, I'm just going to show anything that I've been sitting on for a long time. Mike was hoarding artwork to go up against Albert and whoop him. And so since we don't have any, thing on the schedule with Albert, I wish we did. We just haven't really worked anything out. So Mike has decided that these pieces that he was setting aside to destroy Albert in the second match, he's going to show on the 18th. And I have no idea what they are, to be honest with you. He's just always told me he was setting them aside. then you can see the 4 final shows in the list here are special sales. One with collector Michael Finn on the 30th. And then I have 3 artist shows after that, Howard Chaykin and Joe Linsner back-to-back on a Saturday and a Sunday at 2 p.m. on the 11th and 12th of June. And then Dennis Cowan on July 30th. And that's another Saturday at 2 p.m. So those are the only things that I skipped over earlier. So with that all out of the way, what doesn't the Billbot do? I don't know, Eric. Like the Brian Hitch 7 cover piece. No, I don't think so. The only thing he's told me that he has a complete issue of something that he thinks everybody's really interested in, and so I won't. He did tell me that one, and he's selling it as a complete issue as well. He doesn't want to break it up, but yeah, he did. He was like, I'm going to set all these choice pieces aside. So I guess it's been eating at him that he's set them aside, and then we haven't worked out a date with Albert. So he's like, that's it. I'm going to do it here. So God only knows, he'll probably have $100,000 worth of art with him on that day, and we might not sell any of it, but we're still going to do it. So, and yeah, I know I'm never going to live down the Cowan. It won't be a complete issue of Bugs Bunny Heart. I know that. I guess the only thing I could tease is it is a DC book, but it's I guess it's an interesting one. I don't know. Yeah, Albert is a nice state. All right, everybody. Well, listen, I'm going to call it a night. We've been at it for almost 3 hours. I sincerely appreciate everybody hanging out with me. I'm glad we were able to get through all of the things on my list. I saw several people pick up some of those sketch opportunities. So, I will put the PR out to the full mailing list on tomorrow when I write about it. But to anybody who wants to pick them up, a sketch opportunity before Comic Art Live is, again, you're supporting CAF just a little bit. Mostly you're supporting the artists that have agreed to do this thing with me. So good night, everybody. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I will be packing. So for those of you who are waiting on some emails from me, I do apologize. It might take until I get into Florida on Tuesday. So I might need until like Wednesday, Thursday. I mean, I've just got a lot of work to do before I can kind of get back to our normal schedule. But once I'm down in Florida, things will settle down a bit, and we'll get back to a bit normal. So thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you again next Tuesday with my Frank Lanza collector interview, and we'll be talking again real soon.